We gave the guys off Monday, Tuesday, and then the day off Wednesday as well from practice, and we met Wednesday night and talked about all that. And, to each his own. I don't know how long it took everybody, but I was a good 2 days, if you will. Just the disappointment of not getting to the NCAA tournament, which is what everybody's looking to do. Obviously, us at Chattanooga as well. And, for the players, I think they were disappointed, but you talk to them about life. Hey, it's turning the page. Things happen. You have to move forward, and there's a lot to play for. The NIT is a good field again. We have a chance to cut down nets. We're X amount of teams that are still playing basketball this late in the season, and they earned this opportunity. So I'm not going to lie and say there's not disappointment, and it didn't take a while, but again, I think turning the page is a big part of it.
A lot of times in that Southern Conference tournament, if you're not successful, you're packing up uniforms. And that's even a tougher situation. I think you have to turn the page and say, what a great opportunity. Yeah, we didn't get the main prize. I understand that. The silver medal sometime ain't bad. And what a great chance to play in this great tournament.
Yeah, no doubt. And, sometimes when you're having that conversation with the guys in the locker room after, particularly for the seniors, when it's just fully hits you that you're done. That's it. No more college basketball. So it was, a tough locker room to speak to. We were all, emotional in one way or another, but we did know we would be able to continue playing. And like you said, to play in the NIT, great teams in the field, high-level basketball, a lot of mid-major, really good basketball teams, a couple of high-major teams as well, and, a lot to play for. And this group has been phenomenal. Coach, you've heard me say it multiple times, but they're awesome kids, and I think they want to continue playing together and to keep winning, trying to win basketball games.
Have you ever been in a tournament you didn't want to win, or coached a game you didn't want to win?
I have not. I've never, and that's an interesting thing. You would assume that's every human being, but some of us, and I would say I am wired a little differently, right? Meaning, I talk to the guys about it too, whether you're playing at the park, I don't even know if they do that anymore, or the YMCA, or, wherever it is, in front of 30,000 people at Kentucky or what have you, you play to win, when that ball's tossed up. And if you're a competitor, you have that in you. And I think our guys, again, are excited for that opportunity.
I can say I have a NIT. I made it to Madison Square Garden, and with a young guy by the name of Kevin McHale and Ralph Sampson, we're in the Final Four when I was doing Illinois. You have NIT memories as well. Yeah, absolutely. I've played in the NIT and then coached in the NIT, and I want to say it was my sophomore year, and my memory's going with each day, but we played in the NIT Final Four, so we played in Madison Square Garden. It's awesome atmosphere. They take really good care of you. I remember seeing Michael Jordan drop 55, I think, in his comeback tour against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden between the semifinal and final games. And then when I coached there, we played in it once or twice, and we won it in 2011, I want to say. So it is an awesome environment. And, this year, obviously, it's not in New York. They've moved to the Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, but there's a great history and tradition there, and again, just a ton to play for. So, I'm hoping that we can. It's one game at a time. I'm hoping we can win tonight, certainly, but we would love to make a run in this tournament. And you mentioned your players. I think they're smart enough to know that there's a lot out there, and this is kind of a neat thing that not everyone gets to experience. Yeah, absolutely. Again, we have a decent amount of older guys that want to continue their college basketball career. They genuinely enjoy being around one another, So even on this trip, we're coming over here. We drove over last night and staying in the hotel and eating meals, and the guys are, in a good mood. As much as it was disappointing, as we just discussed last week, they are great guys. We're telling stories, hanging out, and you're going to miss that no matter what as a basketball player. Particularly the older guys, but even the younger guys, they're starting to sense that we've had a really good year and, again, a ton to play for. So I think they want to keep playing as long as humanly possible. We'll take a closer look at the Blue Raiders. Following this timeout, Box Basketball is produced by Learfield.
Pay the order of hope. Promise. Tomorrow. For years, the Tennessee Lottery has written some pretty big checks, but it turns out that our biggest winner continues to be education. In fact, we've raised more than $7.5 billion and provided more than 2 million scholarships and grants for Tennessee students. Learn more about how lottery dollars are making a difference at tnlottery.com. It's game-changing, life-changing fun.
When you or someone you love is having a stroke, what you do next makes all the difference. Without fast, effective treatment, stroke can lead to permanent disability or even death. So remember, one of the nation's leading stroke centers is right here in Erlanger. Only Erlanger has stroke-ready neurologists on site 24/7. They're always ready with techniques that can stop a stroke and reverse its devastating effects. Learn the signs of a stroke and what to do next at erlanger.org/stroke. That's erlanger.org/stroke.
The University of Tennessee at Chattanooga School of Nursing offers degree specialties at all levels, including Doctor of Nursing Practice for nurse anesthesia, family nurse practitioner, adult gerontology, acute care nurse practitioner, nurse administration, and postmaster's DNP for AP RNs who wish to earn a doctorate. There are online-only options for the DNP in nursing administration, DNP postmasters, and RN to BSN. Visit the UTC School of Nursing online at utc.edu/nursing.
Hey there, Chattanooga. At Pilgrims, we're about more than chicken. We're about building a stronger Chattanooga. With over 1,000 proud Chattanoogans on our team, we're not just a company, we're a community. And as an official partner of UTC Athletics, we're all about supporting our neighbors and our city. Looking for exciting employment opportunities? Join us at Pilgrims, where growth and success go hand in hand. Apply today by visiting jobs.pilgrims.com and be a part of something bigger at Pilgrims Pride in Chattanooga. Your future starts here.
Our pregame coverage from Murfreesboro continues with the head coach of the Mocs, Dan Earl. I think Middle has some similarities to Chattanooga in the fact that guard play is really good. They've been good. They've been tested. They've been in a bunch of close games, and they have won a bunch of close games.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach McDevitt does a great job here at Middle. We played them, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Again, everything's running together, but it might have been 2 years ago here at Middle. It'll be a great environment, and he does a great job with their basketball team. And as you mentioned, they have some guards that can put the ball in the basket. They drive it downhill really well. Number 3, Porter, in particular, is a great three-point shooter, so we always have to know where he is. And then they have a guy down low, Mustafa, number 44, who is tough to play against. He's a huge body, but he's got really nimble feet for a guy being as big as he is. I don't know if he's 6'10 and 60, 70, 80, something like that. But he moves his feet really well, and he's going to be a handful. So we're going to have to try to keep the ball out of the post and then decide how we're going to play post-ups once it goes in there. And then, I think just the physicality of the game. We expect a very physical game. Middle's known for that, and they will bring it downhill against you on offense, and then they're going to try to be disruptive on defense.
Yeah, Mustafa, the guy you talked about, is 6'9". They list him at 250, so those are the scales I want to use. If he doesn't look 250, I'll put it that. But I'm not sure we've seen big dominating centers in the Southern Conference this year.
Yeah, the Southern Conference a little bit different this year with their centers. You have Jaden Seymour at ETSU, but to your point, he's kind of long and lean. Jaden Brownell is a skilled center that can make shots for Samford, right? And there's a few other ones. Kyler Filowich is a big, strong guy, but he's not 6'10 or 6'9. He's a little bit shorter than that. So, certainly we'll have our work cut out for us. And as you know, whether Frank Champion can go or if we're going to play the three-headed monster of our other centers, they're really going to have to give us their best minutes in short stints, and we'll keep rotating them in there.
So Frank will be in uniform, but you've had time to say if he's not available. You have a better idea of what you're going to do, although you can't tweak that a lot, can you?
Yeah, not a ton. You're always thinking about personnel, and stuff happens during the course of the year, right? Somebody gets sick, somebody twists an ankle, what have you, and they're guys are available or not available. So you tweak things based upon who you have ready to go, but we're not going to change whole scale changes. We'll still continue to be who we are. And then, even with our 3 guys that play the center, that is Mackay, Colin, and Latif. Colin's a guy that can stretch the floor and shoot threes. Latif and Mackay are a little bit more ball screen and dive. So even within the centers that we've had all year, there's different things or actions we'll run offensively with them in there, and they add some different dimensions defensively as well.
Last question. They don't shoot the three as much as some of the teams we've seen, and they're not running. They're just not going crazy up and down the floor, are they?
Yeah, transition-wise, they are a little bit opportunistic. They'll push when they get it, and certainly when they turn you over, so we have to take care of the ball.
And then shooting threes, it's an interesting dynamic. They shoot a healthy amount of threes, and some guys will take them. They're not shooting an incredible percentage, but when you compare it to the Southern Conference, I forget what it is. It might be 8 of our 10 teams are in the top, 50 nationally for three-point attempts. So that's one of the exciting things about this tournament and other tournaments as well, is you're playing different faces, different programs that you don't see day in and day out. So that's exciting, and hopefully they don't knock down a bunch of threes like we're used to in the Southern Conference, but they're going to bring it at us, and then they do have capable shooters on the perimeter as well.
That's Mocs head basketball coach Dan Earl. More pregame coverage following this timeout. Mocs basketball is produced by Learfield.
This is Ryan Jones with the Mocs Club. The Mocs Club is the philanthropic arm of Chattanooga Mocs Athletics. We are striving to be the premier athletics program in mid-major and FCS athletics. In order to do that, we need your continued support and invite others to join the Mocs Club and become part of the premier community devoted to ensuring we provide a first-class experience for our student athletes. Please call or text us at 423-425-4233 or visit us at gomocs.com. On behalf of our over 300 plus student athletes, go Mocs.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
The Mocs aren't the only local team that make you cheer. At First Bank, we don't have a number on our back. People like the way we back our community. That's why First Bank is the official bank of the UTC Mocs. And why we're making you part of the team with the First Bank Power C debit card. Stop by your local First Bank branch and get the card that shows your team spirit every time you swipe. Go Mocs. Member FDIC.
Mocs and Blue Raiders ready to tee it up here at the Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. Not a great crowd for MTSU, but a pretty good group of blue and gold that made the trip from Chattanooga. For Middle Tennessee State at one guard spot, and their guards are really good. Jalen Counter for MTSU, 6'3", 195, and a senior from Oklahoma City, a transfer from IUPUI. Justin Porter is probably the best player on the MTSU lineup. Porter is a senior guard from Houston, 6'1", 180. MTSU has a lot of JUCO players, junior college transfers, on their roster. At the center spot, and a really good one, is 6'9", 250 graduate student Asin Mustafa. He's from Cairo, Egypt, and a transfer from TCU. Justin Buford is at the forward spot at 6'6", 190, and a senior from Selma, Alabama. And the final starter for MTSU is Torrey Alston, is a redshirt freshman on the all-freshman team in Conference USA, 6'8", 200 pounds from Durham, North Carolina. They do have two really good players off the bench, but don't go much deeper than that. Mocs will start Colin Mulholland tonight, 6'10", 218 freshman from Kitchener, Ontario, averaging 4.9 points per game and 2 rebounds per contest. Bash Whelan is 6'6", 218, and a senior from Cincinnati, transfer from Bellarmine. Garrison Kiesler is a senior from Greene, Ohio, 6'7", 205, averaging 6.5 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per contest. Trey Bottom at a guard spot, 6', 175, senior from Mobile, Alabama, averaging 13.3 points per game. And the final starter for the Mocs, their leading scorer, Honor Huff. Huff is 5'10", 162, and a junior from Brooklyn, New York, transfer for VMI, leads the Mocs in scoring at 15.1 points per game and 2 rebounds per contest. It'll be the Mocs and Blue Raiders. We'll tip it off. Following this timeout, Mocs basketball is produced by Learfield.
when the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At UTC, we're serious about keeping college affordable, and nearly half our graduates finish debt-free, and so can you. With Tennessee Hope, UT Promise, and scholarships just for UTC students, we make sure your education stays within reach. We'll work with you one-on-one to find the best financial aid options and keep your costs down. Plus, staying in Chattanooga means saving money and being part of a community that's behind you every step of the way. It's all about graduating ready for what's next, without debt holding you back. UTC, Chattanooga's university.
Are you passionate about helping people reach their full potential? Ever dreamed of a career in medicine that's dynamic, hands-on, and rewarding? The University of Tennessee at Chattanooga's Doctor of Physical Therapy program can be your launchpad to success. Whether you're a soon-to-be college graduate or searching for a new career, you'll enjoy an experienced faculty dedicated to your success and real-world experience. The UTC DPT program is located in beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee, offering a perfect blend of city life and outdoor adventure. Ready to make a real difference? Become a physical therapist with the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga's Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Together, we will help others to move with confidence. For more information on our program, visit our website at utc.edu/pt.
On the Mox Sports Network from Learfield, this is Chattanooga Mox Basketball, brought to you by State Farm agent Rodney Allen. Like a good neighbor, State Farm insurance agent Rodney Allen is there. The tip is moments away. With a call of today's game, here's the voice of the Mox, Jim Reynolds.
They seed the top 4 teams in each quadrant. So the final 4 teams, as Dan Earl said, they used to go to Madison Square Garden. Now do they go to Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indiana? And you go, what's the significance of that? And especially with the passing of Gene Hackman recently, if you've seen the movie Hoosiers, the championship game in the movie Hoosiers was filmed at Hinkle Fieldhouse. The Mox have played twice at Hinkle Fieldhouse, and each time someone screamed hickory and someone measured the baskets, if you're not familiar with the movie. So the championship Final Four advances to Indianapolis and Hinkle Fieldhouse for that championship series. Mox will be wearing the traveling blue uniforms, gold numerals, and white trim. And it will be for Chattanooga, Trey Bonham, Honor Hoff, Garrison Kiesler, Bash Whelan, and Colin Mulholland gets the start. And yes, Frank Champion is not dressed tonight. There was hints that he would be, but no, he's not ready to play. So Frank Champion in street clothes, not available, tore that meniscus in practice right before the Southern Conference Tournament. Colin Mulholland will jump center for Chattanooga at 6'10", and Isan Mustafa from Cairo, Egypt, graduate student from TCU, 6'9", 250, will jump center for MTSU. Blue Raiders will be wearing the home white uniforms, blue numerals, and silver trim. Mulholland against Mustafa. Not a great tip, but controlled by Middle Tennessee State. And Mulholland really looks a lot taller than Mustafa, who they list at 6'9", and Mulholland at 6'10". Trying to go inside early on. Mustafa against Mulholland. Mox go backside. Honor Huff taps it away, but Middle gets it back. Blue Raiders have it in the corner. MTSU with the basketball. Buford on the drive out in front. Shot clock 7. Out in front it goes Mustafa with Mulholland guarding him. Mustafa against Mulholland. Layup no good. Rebound Bash Whelan for Chattanooga. Mox come back the other way. First offensive possession for UTC. Garrison Kiesler hands it off to Honor Huff. Huff near side to Whelan. Whelan on the wing left side. Backdoor cut inside. Bonham lays it up and in. Trey Bonham puts the first points on the board for Chattanooga. 2-0 lead for the Mox at the 19-11 mark. Chattanooga leading it by 2. MTSU basketball. Blue Raiders a little bit more athletic than Chattanooga. Three-pointers, an air ball, no good, and goes out of bounds. MTSU, they shoot threes, but their shooting percentage from three-point range is 32% compared to the Mocs' 36%. It may seem just 4 percentage points, but that really kind of makes a difference. Bash Wheelan near side for Chattanooga. Out in front is Kiesler, top of the key. Backdoor cut again to Honor Huff, and MTSU is going to be called for a foul. Kind of held Honor Huff as he was trying to make that backdoor cut. Foul's going to be called on MTSU. And so MTSU is going to make a change. Jalen Counter picking up that personal foul. There are 2 players that come off the bench for ETSU that are really good. There's not much drop-off in their first 7, but they don't go much deeper than 8. Foul on MTSU, and UTC's Garrison Kiesler inbounds on the baseline. Into Wheelan, fadeaway jumper is good. Quick 4-0 lead for Chattanooga. Mocs with a 4-0 lead at the 18:42 mark. MTSU basketball. One of those changes, Cameron Weston just checked in the game for East Tennessee State. On the perimeter, near side is Porter. Porter drives in the lane, pump fake, free throw line, jumper on the way and good. Porter scores 2, and the Blue Raiders on the board at the 18:23 mark, and it's a 4-2 Chattanooga advantage. Mocs basketball with a 2-point lead. Mulholland out in front. Wheelan tries the 3 on the way and good. Bash Wheelan is off to a 5-point start for Chattanooga. Quickly down the floor come the Blue Raiders. Shot on the way, no good, and a foul is going to be called on Chattanooga. Wheelan will pick up that personal foul as UTC with an early lead over the Blue Raiders. Mocs on top by a 7-2 score as Wheelan knocked down the 3-pointer. Then Wheelan's called for a foul on the other end of the floor, fouling Justin Buford, putting Buford at the free throw line, who's only a 63% free throw shooter so far this year. 7 first-round games in the NIT tonight. That means there will be 9 tomorrow night. Buford at the free throw line, senior from Selma, Alabama. First free throw, way short, no good. So MTSU has made a basket. They've been woefully short on a 3-point attempt, and a pretty poor-looking free throw by Buford right there. Buford at the free throw line, second free throw opportunity. Early lead for Chattanooga. On the way, Buford's second free throw is good. It's a 7-3, 4-point lead for Chattanooga. Mocs in the blue, Blue Raiders in the white. Floor is a little bit different here at MTSU. Trey Bonham drives inside, goes inside, lays it up, off no good, spins out no good, is tipped in no good, and the rebound to Mustafa. Blue Raiders down the floor. They are not a big running team. Porter drives in the lane, almost stolen away. Weston on the perimeter, backs his way out. In the corner, he gets a return pass. Tries to guard against Kiesler. In the lane, goes inside. Boy, that should be a travel. Yow. Weston gets the 2-pointer down, and that makes it a 7-5 Chattanooga lead. Mocs with the basketball. Trey Bonham across the timeline to Honor Huff, to Bash Wheelan. Wheelan far side. Mulholland has the top of the key. Mulholland picks up the dribble to Kiesler out in front. Quick return pass Mulholland. Back to Kiesler. Shot clock 14. Kiesler inside Mulholland, who has it at the free throw line. Far side Wheelan. Wheelan drives out in front, almost loses it. Dives on the floor. Mustafa has it. Shovels it to a teammate. Blue Raiders drive inside. Kick it back on the perimeter. It rims out no good. Rebound MTSU. Underneath, shot on the way. Foul from behind on Chattanooga. Justin Buford was the one inside, and UTC will pick up the personal foul. Personal foul on Trey Bonham as the Mocs pick up team foul number 2. That's personal foul number 1 on Bonham, and it puts Justin Buford back at the free throw line. The senior from Selma, Alabama, made 1 of 2 a moment ago. Now a 2-point game. We played just 3 minutes and 8 seconds. First free throw there is good to make it 7-6. Chattanooga on top by a point, and Buford with a second free throw. Averages about 5 points a game normally, and the last game for MTSU was a loss to Jacksonville State by 2. Second free throw, off no good. Kiesler with a rebound. Mocs maintain a 1-point lead. 7-6. Chattanooga on top. 16:49 to play in the first half. Mocs have led by as many as 5 and now lead by 1. They've never trailed. On the perimeter, now to Wheelan. Wheelan on the box inside. Bangs his way in. Turnaround fadeaway off the glass is good. Bash Wheelan's third field goal. He has 7 of the 9 points that the Mocs have put on the board. 9-6 advantage for Chattanooga. Out in front is Porter. Porter ultra quick, gets around a screen. Three-pointer on the way. The three-pointer is good. Justin Porter with his second field goal, and we're tied 9-9. 16-10 to play in the first half. First tie of the game. Mocs basketball to Bottom out in front. Bottom stops, starts, kicks near side. Whelan's three-pointer, short, no good. And the rebound to MTSU's Mustafa. Blue Raiders bring it down the floor. A chance to take their first lead of the night. MTSU driving to the basket. A little bit more athletic than Chattanooga. Out in front. Porter on the drive. High post jumper. The floater no good. Rebound Chattanooga. Still tied. Mocs trying to run. Bottom brings it down the floor. Drives inside. Bounce pass Whelan. Whelan is going to be called for a double dribble violation. It was kind of a 2-on-1 break, and at the last moment, Trey Bonham gave a bounce pass to Bash Whelan. Whelan thought it could go in unmolested, but no. Then he thought it was going to be blocked. Let the basketball go, then got it back and rightfully called for the double dribble. Timeout on the floor at the 15:34 mark of the first half. UTC 9 and Middle Tennessee State 9. Tied 9-9 here in the early going here in Murfreesboro. Broadcast of this University of Tennessee at Chattanooga athletic event authorized under broadcasting rights granted to Mock Sports Properties through the Department of Athletics at UTC, intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the broadcast without the express written consent of Mock Sports Properties and the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga is prohibited. Mocs 9, Blue Raiders 9. Timeout on the floor. You're listening to Mocs Basketball, produced by Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
At the Little Debbie Bakery, we're fans of UTC. We're proud sponsors of the game you see. Our family of bakers loves the Mocs and bringing you a treat that rocks. Unwrap a smile with Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies, Swiss rolls galore, Nutty Buddy, and our new Big Pack mini muffins to celebrate when you score. Our bakers wish you a great day at the game, and to the UTC Mocs, much success and fame. Here's to giving your all and the difference that makes. Today, Little Debbie Bakery salutes you.
Scoring drought for the Mocs as Middle Tennessee State has come back, tied the game at 9-9. Everyday style is easy with favorite looks for every day, from harvest and home games to date nights and catching flights. Find the right picks for any occasion. Just stop by your local Kohl's, or you can shop online at Kohls.com. Shop Kohl's or online at Kohls.com. In the early going, UTC shooting 4 of 6 from the field. Middle Tennessee State 3 of 7. Mocs have hit 1 3-pointer. That was a 3 by Bash Whelan. And for the Mocs, Honor Huff has not taken a shot as of yet. Neither is Mulholland. Neither is Kiesler. Mocs with their 6 shots, 2 by Trey Bonham, 4 by Bash Whelan. Tied 9-9. Mocs put Latif Juf in the lineup for Chattanooga. The only change for the Mocs, they want to keep that center position pretty rested tonight. Middle Tennessee State basketball. MTSU, Kamari Land's now in the game. He's the other guy off the bench that really plays a lot of minutes. Layup in the lane on the way and good by Torrey Alston. Alston's first basket of the night and Middle Tennessee State's first lead of the night at the 15:09 mark. MTSU leading at 11-9. Inside Garrison Kiesler, and Kiesler lays it up and in. Ties the game at 11. 14:58 to play in the first half. Second tie of the night. Mustafa gives it back on the perimeter, and controlling there is Weston. Weston inside against Kiesler. Back on the perimeter. Three-pointer on the way, and that's good. Three-pointer good by Kamari Lands. And Middle Tennessee State takes a 14-11 lead over Chattanooga. 14:37 to play in the first half. MTSU by 3. Latif Juve, bounce pass, backdoor. Bonham lays it up and in. Trey Bonham's second layup. That layup attempt hung on the back brace for a moment, finally fell on through. Knox doing a good job offensively with those backdoor cuts and getting some easy layups. Or in that particular case, maybe a tougher layup. Mox tap it away, but MTSU gets it back. Alston on the perimeter, throws it out in front. Mustafa top of the key, gives it near side. Lands with a three-pointer, that's good. Back-to-back threes for Kamari Lands to make it 17-13. MTSU a 4-point lead over Chattanooga, 13:52 to play in the first half. Wheelan for Chattanooga, drives in the lane, drives hard, layup up and in, and a player for MTSU, Corey Alston, went down on that play. Alston might have, he comes up okay. Looked like he kind of rolled an ankle, but it doesn't look like it's serious because he didn't come off too hobbling too much. Sean Cusano moves in the starting lineup for Chattanooga. Cusano plays for Chattanooga as Wheelan gets that two-pointer down for the Mocs. Dash Wheelan for 2. Wheelan for Chattanooga with another basket, and Wheelan checks out. Cusano replaces him. 13:35 to play in the first half. Trey Bonham out as well. MTSU basketball. Near side, three-pointer on the way, off no good. And Dan Earl wants UTC to play a little bit tougher on the perimeter against Kamari Lands. Costa in the lane into Latif Juve. Layup no good, but fouled inside. Juve fouled by Loof. That's Chris Loof, sophomore from Leander, Texas, 6'11". So that's as deep as MTSU really goes. 3 players deep. Lands, Weston, and Loof come off the bench. That time Loof fouled Juve, and Latif Juve at the free throw line for Chattanooga. MTSU with a 2-point lead over Chattanooga, now 17-16 as Latif Juve makes the first free throw. MTSU puts Lands back in the game, so the rolled ankle, it didn't look too bad when he got up and just walked away immediately. Juve with a chance to tie it for a third time. Latif Juve free throw line, that's off no good. Juve makes 1 out of 2. 17-16, Middle Tennessee State leading Chattanooga by 1. Mocs with a little 1-3-1 zone look right now, something they don't do very often. And stepping out of bounds was MTSU's Try Green. Green was going to make a break to the basket, put that back foot out, and touch the tape on the line for out of bounds. On the floor for the Mocs, Honor Huff, who hasn't taken a shot as of yet. Huff, Kostel, Juve, Kiesler, Cusano. Out in front, Juve, top of the key. Juve guarded by Loof. Kostel drives on the baseline. Gives it back to Juve. Out in front, Cusano. Cusano to Kiesler. Back to Juve at the free throw line for Chattanooga. Honor Huff's first look. First shot is off no good. Too hard. And the rebound to Middle Tennessee State. Blue Raiders down the lane and an easy layup for Cameron Weston. Weston knocks down the 2 to make it 19-16. Blue Raiders leading by 3, 12:31 to play in the first half. Kiesler goes inside and misses a great layup. Great layup attempt, but it's spun off no good. Weston tries a 3. On the way, that's good. Cameron Weston with a three-pointer. It's supposed to be UTC lighting it up with the threes, but not right now. 22-16. MTSU has opened up a 6-point lead over Chattanooga, biggest lead of the game for the Blue Raiders. Juve out in front, drives in the lane, gives it to Honor Huff. Huff with a fake, drives inside, kicks it to the corner. Back out in front, Cusano. Kostel to Juve. Juve on the block inside, shot clock 7. Juve drives against Loof, layup on the way, good. Latif Juve for 2, and that makes it 22-18. Mocs trail it by 4. 4-point lead for Middle Tennessee State. Mocs have not done a good job of simply getting stops so far tonight. MTSU basketball lands on the perimeter, gives it to Weston on the near side. Cross-court pass in the corner, three-pointer on the way, rims out no good. Juve, can he hang on to the rebound? Yes. Mocs with the rebound, Chattanooga back the other way. Honor Huff for UTC. Huff at the point guard spot. on the drive, goes inside, bounce pass inside, picked out of there by MTSU. Steal by the Blue Raiders. MTSU back the other way. On the perimeter is Lands. Gives on the near side, three-pointer on the way, off no good. Rebound Cusano for Chattanooga. Sean Cusano gives it to Kiesler on the perimeter. Kiesler for Chattanooga to Latif Juf. Juf to Kiesler, back to Juf, top of the key. Kiesler on the perimeter. Can't get the backdoor cut, so gives it to Cusano in the corner. Backdoor trying to force Cusano, and it's stolen away by MTSU. Blue Raiders down the floor. Weston goes all the way. His pull-up jumper is good. Weston knocks it down. His fourth field goal in the first half. And the Bucks again lead it by 6. 24-18, 10-29 to play in the first half. 6-point Blue Raider lead. Juf top of the key for Chattanooga. Mocs in the blue uniforms. Kiesler on the perimeter. Had a notion, passed up the three. Cusano to Juf. Juf gives it near side. Back to Cusano. Drives inside. Goes underneath. Mocs get it to Costal, who lays it up and in. Nice feed from Cusano to Costal, who was streaking in the lane. Caught the bounce pass. Laid it up and in. It's a 4-point Blue Raider lead. Porter out in front. In the wing it goes. They work it inside to Loof. Loof against Juf. Back on the perimeter to Weston. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Weston with Cusano guarding him. Gets around him, stops in the lane. Little jumper on the way and good. Little jumper was good that time by Kamari Lands. And that makes it a 26-20 lead for MTSU. Blue Raiders by 6. Cusano on the perimeter. Near side, Cusano to Juf. Juf at the free throw line. Juf spins away from Loof to Cusano. And a foul's going to be called. I think they're going to call it on MTSU. Yes. Foul will be called on the Blue Raiders. Real hard screen and trying to fight through it was Trey Green. Green picks up the personal foul, which will be a non-shooting foul, but it leads us to the under 12 media timeout. 9:22 to play in the first half. UTC trails Middle Tennessee State 26-20. Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Mocs Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Now's the time for a Bud Light. 9:22 to play in the first half. MTSU 26, Chattanooga 20. Time on the floor, Mocs basketball, produced by Learfield.
At UTC, it's more than earning a degree. It's about gaining real skills and experiences that prepare you for every step ahead. With more than 150 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs, you have countless opportunities to explore, learn, and grow, all in a supportive community right here in Chattanooga. From internships to research to leadership roles, we offer the tools and connections you need to make your education work for you. It's your future, and we're here to help you make the most of it. UTC, Chattanooga's University.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Blue Raiders by 6 with 9:22 to play in the first half. 26-20. MTSU with the lead on Chattanooga. Scrappy's Kids Club presented by Little Debbie Snacks. Membership for Scrappy's Kids Club just $20. It includes an official Scrappy's Kids Club t-shirt, tickets to select home games, and more. You can join and get more information by going to the website gomox.com/Scrappy's Kids Club. gomox.com/Scrappy's Kids Club. Dash Whelan, easily the leading scorer for the Mocs right now with 9 points. He has made 4 field goals, one of them a 3. Trey Bonham is next in the scoring column. He has 2 field goals, 4 points. Mocs have just 1 3-pointer so far tonight. MTSU has 4. Blue Raiders 4 of 9 from 3-point range. Mocs just 1 of 3. 9 field goals for Chattanooga, 9 of 13. Blue Raiders 10 of 17 from the field thus far. Mocs trail by 6 after the non-shooting foul called on MTSU. Mocs basketball. Driving far side is Costal underneath the basket. Goes underneath and throws it away. MTSU back the other way. Bounce pass on the fast break. Inside, basket on the way, no good. But a foul is going to be called on Chattanooga. I'll be honest with you, I think the Mocs look a little rusty right now. Fouling Weston, and Weston will go to the free throw line. Good free throw shooter, and he'll shoot 2. Weston so far for Chattanooga having a good first half for MTSU. Weston already in double figures with 11 points in the first half. Weston at the free throw line. Mocs put Trey Bonham in, and Cusano checks out. First free throw is good. MTSU's biggest lead of the night, up by 7, 9-10 to play in the first half. Second free throw opportunity for MTSU here at the Murphy Center. Second free throw is good. Weston hits 2. Blue Raiders up 28-20. Biggest lead of the game for MTSU. Mocs had an early 4-0 lead, getting off to a good start. Blue Raiders have dominated the last few moments. Near side, Honor Huff. Mocs obviously need to get him going. Makai Richards now in the game for Chattanooga. Richards out in front. Drives, loses it, ball on the ground. MTSU diving forward. Jacob Johnson gets the loose ball. Weston on the perimeter to counter on the wing near side. Blue Raiders trying to open up a double-figure lead over Chattanooga. Johnson far side. They work around the perimeter. Out in front it goes to Weston. Tries the 3 on the way and good. Weston with 3 more. You talk about being on fire in the first half. Blue Raiders up by 11. 31-20 with 8:22 to play in the first half. Up by 11. Near side, back door. Costa lays it up and in. Costa got a nice feed and kind of ended that dry spell with a layup. 31-22. Blue Raiders by 9. Counter on the perimeter. Out in front, Mustafa. Mustafa against Richards. Drives inside. Hook shot on the way. Off no good. Costa with a rebound for Chattanooga. Jack Costa putting in some good minutes for the Mocs. On the perimeter it goes. Now to Makai Richards out in front. To Whelan. Whelan drives hard to the hoop. Bash Whelan bangs his way in. Bangs again. Layup is up and in. Bash Whelan not afraid of the physical contact. Lays it up and in to make it 31-24. Mocs have scored 4 straight and cut that 11-point lead to 7. 7:34 to play in the first half. Underneath Mustafa. He gets loose for his first field goal. Lays it up and in on the reverse layup. 33-24. Inside Richards, monster slam inside. First field goal for Makai Richards to make it 33-26. Blue Raiders on the baseline, giving it on the wing, controlling far side Weston. Weston has been on absolute fire so far in the first half. Far side it goes, counter. Counter, throws it near side, out in front on the baseline, stolen away by Jack Costo. Costo cut in front, stole away the pass. Bottom in traffic, stops, starts, weaves, goes inside, stops, has it blocked, gets it back. On the perimeter it goes to Whelan. Whelan for Chattanooga, drives on the baseline, sees an opening and lays it up and in, and is fouled. Bash Whelan saw a little bit of an opening on the baseline, drove it hard, took the contact, and Whelan will go to the free throw line with a 3-point play opportunity. So now 6:42 to play in the first half. 6:42 to play in half number 1. UTC trails in the game 33-28, and Bash Whelan will be at the free throw line for the and 1. That comes your way following this timeout as you're listening to Mocs Basketball, produced by Learfield.
The Mocs aren't the only local team that make you cheer. At First Bank, we don't have a number on our back. People like the way we back our community. That's why First Bank is the official bank of the UTC Mocs. And why we're making you part of the team with the First Bank Power C debit card. Stop by your local First Bank branch and get the card that shows your team spirit every time you swipe. Go Mocs. Member FDIC.
Food. It's our thing. But how you shop for it, that's all you. Order online.
Bread, milk, and fresh baked cookies.
And pick it up curbside.
Thank you!
Or have it delivered straight to your door.
Here's our Food City delivery. Oh, thanks.
With Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value every day, Food City.
their corporate partners who have invested in the student athletes at UTC, including Todd Hennon Properties, leaders in homes, estates, land, and farms. By Horde Construction, helping to build a brighter future in Chattanooga. By Advanced Energy, Engineering, and Design, let's create something great together. By InView Graphics, large format printing, full service signs, vehicle wraps, and more. By Visual Edge IT, secure technology solutions. By Morgan Construction, a tradition of excellence in commercial construction for over 40 years. By March Adams and Associates, quality engineering since 1982. And by 12-Point Logistics, be unstoppable. Mocs making a little bit of a run after they fell behind by as many as 11. Battled their way, pulled within 7, now trail it by 5, and Wheeling at the free throw line for an and 1. Trying to make it a 4-point game with 6:42 to play in the first half. MTSU 33, Chattanooga 28. Blue Raiders by 5 with Wheeling at the free throw line for the Mocs. Bash Wheeling looking for his 14th point of the first half. Free throw on the way and good. Bash Wheelin's done it all for Chattanooga so far in the first half. 14 of the 29 points in half number 1 for Bash Wheeling. Mocs haven't gotten a whole lot of stops. Blue Raiders have had pretty good looks so far tonight. Justin Porter out in front to Weston. Goes inside Mustafa. Layup on the way and good. Isan Mustafa with his second field goal. Mocs a little bit late to the party that time. Mustafa got a good look. 6-point lead for MTSU. Near side Wheeling. Colin Mulholland's 3 on the way. Rattles off no good. Mulholland thought that was going down. Looked good for a long time. Then rattled away. Almost stolen away by Bonham. MTSU basketball on the perimeter is Counter. Bottom on him. Mocs double team on the floor. Counter gets it back. Drives inside and lays it up and in. Mocs with a good defensive play. But Counter gets the 2-pointer down to make it an 8-point lead once again. 5:50 to play in the first half. Wheeling near side for Chattanooga to Mulholland. Mulholland to Wheeling. Wheeling with a height advantage as he tries to post up inside. Wheeling, turnaround fadeaway, off no good, but the foul will be called on Jalen Counter. So Counter picks up his second personal foul. Wheeling, one of the few not afraid to play physical so far in the first half, and Wheeling rewarded and will go back to the free throw line. Mocs trail at 37-29 here at the Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. Bash Wheeling back to the free throw line. Made his first free throw as part of that and 1 a moment ago. Wheeling at the free throw line for Chattanooga. On the way, shot good. First of 2-shot foul for Bash Wheeling. 37-30. Chattanooga trails in the game with 5:37 to play in the first half. Second free throw opportunity for Wheeling. Mocs making changes. Kiesler in. Costel is out. Huff and Bottom at the guard spots. Wheeling, Mulholland, Kiesler on the floor for Chattanooga. Wheeling with a second free throw opportunity. Wheeling puts it up and good. Bash Wheeling, a couple of free throws for Chattanooga. 37-31. UTC down 6. MTSU took their first lead of the game about 5 minutes in, and they've led ever since. Now 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Cameron Weston out in front. Weston throws it far side, lands, fadeaway jumper, off no good. Mustafa gets the rebound, goes underneath, his reverse layup no good, but fouled by Colin Mulholland. That will put Mustafa at the free throw line. Mulholland for Chattanooga picks up personal foul number 1. And Mustafa to shoot 2. Not a good free throw shooter. MTSU as a team just 67% from the free throw line. Chattanooga, one of the leaders in the country at 77%. Mustafa's free throw, that one is good. Second free throw opportunity for Assam Mustafa from Cairo, Egypt. 38-31. Blue Raiders lead by 7. Second free throw on the way, off no good. Bottom with a rebound. Mustafa makes one of the two, 38-31. Bottom on the perimeter for Chattanooga. Gives it on the near side, Kiesler. Bounce pass inside Mulholland. Mulholland spins away from Mustafa. Back on the perimeter to Wheeling. Still plenty of time. Shot clock at 13. Far side, Trey Bonham. Stops, starts, drives on the baseline. Tries to flip it to Honor Huff and throws it away. Bonham was underneath the basket, trying to give an outlet to Honor Huff to line up a three-pointer, but overled Honor Huff and threw the basketball away. For Chattanooga, some unforced turnovers so far tonight. That's turnover number 7 in the first half for Chattanooga. 7-point lead is the margin for Middle Tennessee State. 4:49 to play in the first half. Mustafa gives it back on the perimeter. Driving near side is Weston. Weston bounce past Mustafa. Mustafa against Mulholland. Layup again, no good. Mulholland again will be called for a personal foul. UTC is going to use all their fouls tonight against Mustafa. They haven't faced many big men in the Southern Conference like Issam Mustafa. So Mustafa goes to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2 more. Mocs are going to put Latif Juf on Mustafa at the next opportunity. Mustafa at the free throw line, knocks down the first one. Made 1 of 2 a moment ago, makes the first one here for his 6th point of the first half. 4:39 to play in half number 1. And Middle Tennessee's lead 39-31. 39-31, Mustafa's second free throw opportunity. Averages about 14 points per game, and that free throw is good. Mustafa gets them both that time. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half, and UTC down 9. MTSU's biggest lead was 11. Bottom to Kiesler. Kiesler top of the key. Gives on the near side. Honor Huff behind the screen. 3-pointer short, no good. Juf with an offensive rebound. Juf out in front to Bonham. Bonham drives in the lane. Stops, starts, runner on the way, and good. Nice play, Trey Bonham. Second shot opportunity for Chattanooga. 40-33. Blue Raiders lead by 7. Pull-up jumper far side. Easily done. Knocking down the 2-pointer is Porter. Porter with his 3rd field goal to make it 42-33 and the lead back to 9. Bottom to Juf, wide open. He slipped away from his man, and Juf lays it up and in. Latif Juf with 5 points in the first half. MTSU 42, Chattanooga 35. High-scoring first half, i.e. not a lot of stops. Juf with a steal for Chattanooga. He's played well. Freshman from the Netherlands. Gives it to Honor Huff. Mocs need an Honor Huff to get some scoring done, and Honor's fouled on the way to the basket. I don't think that'll be a shooting foul, as that foul is called on MTSU. They might have gotten Justin Buford for that personal. Timing on the floor, 3:35 to play in the first half. UTC down 7. 3:35 to play in half number 1. Blue Raiders 42, Chattanooga Mocs 35. From the Murphy Center, NIT Basketball, produced by Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Mocs fans, where can you find mountaintop luxury with Chattanooga City Views? A walkable community of neighbors and friends with new phases now open and room to build your dream home? A private club with tennis, pickleball, and a chef-led restaurant, and home to the area's only Tennessee top 5 private golf course. It's all here and more at Black Creek, Chattanooga, just 10 minutes away from Finley Stadium. There's only one Black Creek, blackcreekliving.com.
Erlanger Sports Medicine is the official docs of the Mocs. When you need to get back in the game fast, trust Erlanger Sports Medicine to help you. Call 423-778-MOCS. 423-778-6627. Mocs athletes, they trust Erlanger. Some of the other games in the NIT first round. Kent State leading St. Bonaventure 62-41. Jacksonville State, a fellow member of Conference USA. In fact, Jacksonville State and MTSU tied for second, and Jacksonville State eventually eliminated MTSU at the Conference USA tournament, which was held in Huntsville. Jacksonville State with a 70-49 lead over Georgia Tech with 6:16 left to play in that NIT game. Other games getting underway momentarily. St. Louis at Arkansas State, Wichita State at Oklahoma State, Cal State Northridge at Stanford, and Cal Riverside at Santa Clara. UTC basketball, 3:35 to play in the first half. Mocs had some early leads, but they've been trailing by as many as 11. Mocs basketball, Kiesler gives it to Bash Whelan. Inbound pass to Whelan on the wing near side. Drives on the baseline. Turns, fires, up and under, and misses the layup. Whelan, one of the few misses he's had tonight. He's had a great first half. That one he missed a cripple inside with 3:20 to play in the first half. Near side, MTSU. Latif Juf taps it out of bounds. Good job, Latif Juf is playing well so far tonight. Without Frank Champion, UTC looking for someone to fill that center spot, especially against a center like Mustafa, who's probably better than a lot of the centers the Mocs have seen this year. More physical, more active, more athletic than some of the other centers the Mocs have seen in the Southern Conference this year. And so far tonight, Latif Juf has done the best job on Mustafa. Blue Raiders to inbound. And it goes to Mustafa with Juf guarding him. Juf slaps at the basketball. Mustafa goes low. Tries to get around Juf, can't do so. Mocs go backside, almost steal it away. Near side, Porter almost stolen it away again. Porter drives inside, goes in for the layup and lays it up and in. Mocs going for the steal a couple times, couldn't get it. And the Blue Raiders open up a 44-35 lead with 2:52 to play in the first half. Whelan on the wing near side for Chattanooga. Juf top of the key. He's only hit one three-pointer all year and decides not to give it a go that time. Kiesler to Whelan. Whelan to Juf. Shot clock 7. Juf drives inside. Backdoor to Whelan, who lays it up and in. Got that one. A friendly roll inside by Bash Whelan, who lays it up and in to make it 44-37. But again, not a lot of stops. Tapped away. There's a stop by Porter Robertson. Robertson brings it down the floor to Kiesler. Kiesler to Honor Huff. Huff has yet to score in the first half for Chattanooga. Whelan on the near side for the Mocs. Drives inside, goes in for the layup, but fouled on the way to the hoop, and Mustafa picks up that personal foul. His first of the night. 2:05 to play in the first half. Mocs basketball, and Bash Whelan will go to the free throw line. 2:05 to play in the half, and it'll be Whelan at the free throw line. Front end, 1 and bonus. Front end, 1 and 1. Whelan knocks it down for Chattanooga. Second free throw opportunity. What a great first half for Bash Whelan for the Mocs. Whelan so far 17 points in the first half. He averages 14 a game. He's got more than that in half number 1. Second free throw on the way. That's good. Whelan for Chattanooga, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. The only other player that shot free throws, Latif Juf, who's 1 out of 2. Whelan gets a breather. He's played awfully well in the first half. UTC trails in the game, 44-39. Mocs down 5 with exactly 2 minutes to play in the first half. Robertson for Chattanooga. On defense, harassing Weston. Tapped away for a moment. Blue Raiders get it back. Picking up the dribble. Mustafa out in front. Juf comes out to harass him. He spins away, drives in the lane. Did he travel or was there a foul? Latif Juf said that he was hooked inside. Foul's going to be called on UTC's Trey Bonham. Mocs have done some double teams from the backside tonight, and it puts Mustafa at the free throw line. Juf will go to the free throw line, took a finger in the eye, and so Mustafa will go to the free throw line where he'll shoot 2. Mustafa, 3 out of 4 from the free throw line so far tonight for MTSU. Blue Raiders 5-point lead, and that one rims out no good. Mocs kind of hanging around right now, only down 5 with 1:44 to play in half number 1. Whelan quickly goes back in. He'll sleep well tonight. Whelan replaces Robertson for Chattanooga. So the walk-on from McCauley got some minutes, and Whelan goes back and takes his spot in the lane. Mustafa missed the first free throw, so it remains a 5-point game. Knocks down the second one. Blue Raiders by 6. 1:44 to play in the first half. And Honor Huff scoreless in the first half. 45-39. Tapped away from Juf by Mustafa, but Juf gets it back. Juf gives it to Whelan. Whelan on the baseline. Drive, stops, fires. 12-footer is good. Bash Whelan. 2 more points for Chattanooga to make it 45-41. And the margin's only 4. Out in front is Porter. Porter on the drive against Kiesler. Porter gets around him, stops in the lane. Kiesler leans. Back on the near side, Alston. Alston with Whelan on him. Shot clock at 12 as we approach the 1-minute mark. Weston has it out in front. Cam Weston drives, steps back, jumper on the way, no good. Rebound Kiesler for Chattanooga. A minute to play in the half. UTC down 4. Kiesler has control out in front to Honor Huff to Trey Bonham. Bonham deep 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound Mustafa. Blue Raiders on the fast break. Bringing it down the floor in a hurry is Weston. Driving inside, layup no good. Mustafa with the rebound, puts it up and in. Mustafa with 2 more. And with 39 seconds to play in the first half, Nick McDevitt, the head coach at MTSU, calls it timeout. So MTSU can get a 2-for-1, meaning 39.7 seconds to play in the first half. Let's say 40 seconds. If the Mocs shoot it quickly, they could get another possession. McDevitt calls the timeout as the Blue Raiders go up 47-41. 47-41. 6-point lead for MTSU with 39.7 seconds to play in the first half. Mocs so far 6 points from Bonham. No points for Honor Huff in the first half. It's Bash Whelan that's had the outstanding first half for Chattanooga. Whelan for the Mocs right now with big numbers. 22 points in the first half for Bash Whelan. 22 points for Whelan, though that's more than half of the points that UTC's put on the board. He's got 22. Mocs have 41 as a team. Chattanooga basketball. Honor Huff, Trey Bonham, Garrison Kiesler, Bash Whelan, and Latif Juf on the floor for Chattanooga. Juf top of the key. Backdoor cut to Bonham, who lays it up and in. Bonham for 2, and they did score quickly, but shot clock is indeed off. Blue Raiders inbound. Shot clock off in a 4-point game with 20 seconds left to play in the half. Out in front for MTSU, it's Justin Porter. Porter on the dribble against Bonham. Playing for that final shot, MTSU is. Now they'll get it cranked up with 8 seconds left to play in the half. Porter drives in the lane. Stops, fires, runner no good. Rebound inside. Foul's going to be called on Chattanooga with a second left to play in the half. Foul called on the Mocs. It goes against Garrison Kiesler. Kiesler with personal foul number 1. It puts Middle Tennessee State at the free throw line with a second to play in the half. They did foul the right guy, I'll say that, as Torrey Alston, redshirt freshman from Durham, goes to the free throw line. Just a 55% free throw shooter. Mocs down 4 with a second to play in half number 1. Alston's first free throw is good. He'll have a second free throw opportunity. Alston's third point of the first half. Second free throw on the way, short, no good. Rebound Bonham, desperation shot, no good. And so the first half ends with MTSU owning a 5-point lead in the first half. Not a lot of defense in half number 1 as MTSU put 48 points on the board, and the Blue Raiders lead the Mocs by 5 at the intermission. We're at halftime. It's MTSU 48, Chattanooga 43. Round number 1 of the NIT. 32 teams will be in action over the next 2 days. 16 advance to round number 2. Right now, it's MTSU leading by 5 at halftime. Blue Raiders 48, Mocs 43. We'll take a look at those halftime numbers following this timeout. Mocs basketball is produced by Learfield.
Hello, class. I'm from the Tennessee Lottery and your professor for the next 30 seconds. So where do proceeds from playing the Tennessee Lottery go? If you answered education, you're at the top of your class. The Tennessee Lottery has raised more than $7 billion for education programs like Hope Scholarships, Tennessee Promise, and much more. Now for some easy homework, go to tnlottery.com and see how the Tennessee Lottery helps students.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Food, it's our thing. But how you shop for it, that's all you. Order online.
Bread, milk, and fresh baked cookies.
And pick it up curbside.
Thank you.
Or have it delivered straight to your door.
Here's our Food City delivery. Oh, thanks.
With Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Mox fans, where can you find mountaintop luxury with Chattanooga city views? A walkable community of neighbors and friends with new phases now open and room to build your dream home? A private club with tennis, pickleball, and a chef-led restaurant, and home to the area's only Tennessee top 5 private golf course. It's all here and more at Black Creek, Chattanooga, just 10 minutes away from Finley Stadium. There's only one Black Creek, blackcreekliving.com.
On the Mox Sports Network from Learfield, this is the Mox Halftime Show.
Halftime Show brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. All Mox fans, take a time out and have yourself a Bud Light. UTC down 5 at halftime, 48-43 at the intermission. You would say at this point in time, I would say the Mox feel like, I think, they're kind of fortunate to be only down by 5 after Middle Tennessee State shot 59% from the field in the first half. The only problem is UTC shot 66%, 67% in the first half, 18 of 27. So like I said, not a lot of stops in the first half for either one of these ball clubs. UTC jumped out to a 4-0 lead, led 4-2, led 7-2 early on. Mox are up 5. Blue Raiders came back, tied the game at 9. We are tied again at 11. MTSU hit a 3-pointer at the 14:37 mark, took a 14-11 lead, and they led for the remainder of the first half. Mox pulled within 1, but then the Blue Raiders led by 3, led by 6, led by 8. MTSU led by as many as 11 when the Blue Raiders went up 31-20 at the 8:22 mark of the first half. Mox cut into that lead, cut it down to 7, cut it down to 6, and trail it by only 5 at halftime. So after trailing by as many as 11, UTC involved in a 5-point game here in the NIT at halftime. At the Glass House, the Murphy Center here in Murfreesboro, the home-standing Blue Raiders with a 5-point lead at halftime. MTSU 48, Chattanooga 43. We'll check the scoring following this timeout as you're listening to Mox Basketball, produced by Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hey Mox fans, are you looking for the latest blue and gold gear to showcase your Mox pride? Just visit GoMox.com. Click on the Shop tab and find the latest styles of the season from top brands like Adidas, Champion, Columbia, and much more. We have items for the whole family, including men's, women's, kids, and even some items for your pets. Show up to the game in style, and remember, always wear your officially licensed Mox gear on game day. Go Mox!
Whether you prefer the connections of a small classroom or energy of an SEC school, the University of Tennessee system has the campus for you. I'm Randy Boyd, president of the UT system, inviting you to explore our 5 unique campuses in Knoxville, Chattanooga, Pulaski, Martin, and Memphis. With scholarships like the UT Promise, nearly half of our students graduate debt-free, making a UT education attainable for every Tennessee family. Start your journey at findyourut.com. 5 campuses, one just for you.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be the official HVAC partner of the Chattanooga Mocs and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 423-567-8877. Visit them at leecompany.com or call at 423-567-8877.
Led the majority of the first half.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
48-43, Chattanooga down by 5 at halftime here at the Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. UTC taking on MTSU for the 69th time, and UTC making their 5th appearance in the National Invitation Tournament. MTSU 22-11 for the year. Mocs are 24-9. 2 players scoring double figures for MTSU. Mocs finally figured out how to guard Cameron Weston, but Weston had a great first half, coming off the bench and scoring 16 points. Like I said, they have 2 players that come off the bench that are really powerful, and that's Kamari Lands and Cameron Weston. Weston had the hot hand in the first half with 16 first half points, also in double figures. Kind of got started late, but Isam Mustafa with 10 points in the first half for Middle Tennessee State. Rounding out the scoring for the Blue Raiders, Porter with 9, 6 points for Kamari Lands off the bench, 3 points for Torrey Alston, a basket for Jalen Counter, and 2 free throws for Justin Buford. Mocs bash Whelan 22 points in the first half. Again, Whelan accounting for 22 of the 43 Chattanooga put on the board. He scored 22. The rest of the team scored 21, and Honor Huff with a goose egg in the first half after Honor Huff scored 28 points in his last outing, that semifinal round game against Furman in the Southern Conference Tournament. Whelan leads all scorers, 22 points in the first half. Trey Bonham, 4 2-point field goals for 8 points. Rounding out the scoring, Latif Juf has played well, 5 points in the first half, 2 field goals, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 points for Jack Costel, a basket for Garrison Kiesler, 2 points, Makai Richards a slam dunk for 2, and that rounds out the scoring for Chattanooga. So easily, Whelan's 22 leads the way, Trey Bonham with 8. Honor Huff is yet to score. Sean Cusano is yet to score. Colin Mulholland has yet to score in the first half. Mocs are down 5 in a game that did not have a lot of stops in the first half. It's MTSU 48, Chattanooga 43. We'll check the NIT scoreboard. That comes your way following this timeout as you're listening to Mocs Basketball, NIT Basketball, produced by Learfield.
The Mocs aren't the only local team that make you cheer. At First Bank, we don't have a number on our back. People like the way we back our community. That's why First Bank is the official bank of the UTC Mocs. And why we're making you part of the team with the First Bank Power C debit card. Stop by your local First Bank branch and get the card that shows your team spirit every time you swipe. Go Mocs. Member FDIC. The University of Tennessee at Chattanooga School of Nursing offers degree specialties at all levels, including Doctor of Nursing practice for nurse anesthesia, family nurse practitioner, adult gerontology, acute care nurse practitioner, nurse administration, and postmaster's DNP for AP RNs who wish to earn a doctorate. There are online-only options for the DNP in nursing administration, DNP postmasters, and RN to BSN. Visit the UTC School of Nursing online at utc.edu/nursing.
Black Creek Chattanooga is a proud supporter of UTC Mocs Athletics. We've built this partnership over many years, and we've built the area's premier master-planned community just 10 minutes from downtown so you can keep connected to fellow fans from the ball game to the backyard. After cheering on the Mocs, come home and experience the comfortable mountaintop luxury and natural beauty that make this place so special. Discover living at Black Creek Chattanooga. There's only one Black Creek. BlackCreekLiving.com.
Are you tired of constantly maintaining your home's exterior? If so, it's time to call Chattanooga Exteriors and let us help you say goodbye to staining, splinters, painting, and rotten wood. We're the largest installer of composite decking and hardy board siding in the Chattanooga area. Voted best of the best 4 years in a row. We can help guide you through the process from concept to completion. Visit ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800. Chattanooga Exteriors, just built different.
Two finals already in the NIT. Kent State over St. Bonaventure 75-56. And Jacksonville State advances. Jacksonville State with a win over Georgia Tech 81-64. So Jacksonville State will now take on the winner of Cal Irvine and Northern Colorado. The Anteaters taking on Northern Colorado. The winner of that game takes on Jacksonville State. Kent State with a win over St. Bonaventure. So Kent will take on the winner of Stanford and California Northridge. The winner of this game between the Mocs and MTSU will take on the winner of Dayton and Florida Atlantic. Just a couple of games going on in the NIT as we speak, and again, some of those games will come later on tonight. UTC trails at halftime. Mocs didn't play a great first half, I didn't think, and got 0 points from Honor Huff, which is, let's say, a rarity. Huff does not score in the first half, but UTC only down 5 at halftime. UTC down 5, Mocs back on the floor at halftime. It's Middle Tennessee State 48, Chattanooga 43. 48-43, Blue Raiders by 5 at the intermission. Second half action comes your way following this timeout as you're listening to Mocs Basketball, produced by Learfield.
A successful retirement requires a solid game plan. Strategic Wealth Designers, an official partner of Chattanooga Athletics, is here to assist. Our holistic approach to retirement planning looks at your financial landscape so that we can create customized strategies that align with your long-term goals. Start planning your retirement today. Visit swdgroup.com or give us a call at 1-87-SWD-GROUP. Strategic Wealth Investment Group is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Chattanooga Athletics is a proud sponsorship program. They are neither a current client nor an affiliated entity of, nor does endorse SWD.
Need tools for a DIY project or planning an epic event? Action Rental and Sales has got you covered. From ride-on aerators for your lawn to tables and chairs for your backyard bash, we've got it all. Also, take advantage of our weekend rental special. Grab your gear on Friday afternoon and return it by 9 a.m. on Monday. No rush, no fuss. Visit actionrentals.com or stop by on Lee Highway. Action Rentals, your go-to for getting things done.
At UTC, we're serious about keeping college affordable, and nearly half our graduates finish debt-free, and so can you. With Tennessee Hope, UT Promise, and scholarships just for UTC students, we make sure your education stays within reach. We'll work with you one-on-one to find the best financial aid options and keep your costs down. Plus, staying in Chattanooga means saving money and being part of a community that's behind you every step of the way. It's all about graduating ready for what's next, without debt holding you back. UTC, Chattanooga's university.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Like I said, stops are hard to come by in the first half for both teams. MTSU shoots 59% from the field, 17 of 29. Mocs were 18 of 27. UTC shot 67% from the field in the first half and trailed by 5 at halftime. The difference, UTC just hit 1 3-pointer in the first half, and that was by Whelan. Mocs were just 1 of 6 from three-point range. MTSU 5 of 11 from 3. And the other differential in the first half, Mocs went to the free throw line just 7 times, made 6 of 7, but MTSU went to the free throw line 14 times and made 9 of 14. Mocs with a 1 rebound advantage, 13-12 in the first half. 7 turnovers for Chattanooga, 5 turnovers for MTSU in the first half. UTC with 11 assists. 18 made baskets and 11 assists in the first half. For MTSU, 17 made baskets and just 4 assists in the first half. So even though UTC shot it well, obviously they need some points from Honor Hoff and have to do a better job from three-point range. 2 of those things, the production of Honor Hoff and shooting the 3, obviously one of the bread and butters for Chattanooga through the first 33 games of the season. For someone, their season's going to end in 20 minutes. Mocs are down 5 at halftime, 48-43. Chattanooga basketball to start the second half. Honor Hoff inbounds to Trey Bonham. Bonham has control out in front for Chattanooga. Mocs a senior-laden team, so many players will be playing their final college basketball game of their careers tonight. Mulholland near side, fires the 3 on the way. 2 short, no good. Rebound MTSU. Counter with a rebound. Jalen Counter walks it across the timeline. MTSU with a 5-point lead in this first 30 seconds of play in this second half. Out in front it goes. Porter on the way. 3-pointer is good. Justin Porter for 3. And a 5-point lead, now an 8-point lead at 51-43. Mocs basketball, Kiesler for Chattanooga to Mulholland. Hands it off out in front. Bottom drive, stops and starts, goes inside. Can't see an opening. Throws it back on the perimeter. Honor Huff with the basketball. Throws it on the far side to Trey Bonham. Bonham has it blocked. And it's picked out of midair by MTSU. Blue Raiders, 2 big plays to start the second half. 2 big defensive plays early on. Alston inside, and a charge is going to be called on MTSU. Foul's going to be called? No, foul on Chattanooga. Foul's going to be called on Garrison Kiesler. Thought he had drawn the charge. My mistake. 18:52 to play in the game, and Middle Tennessee State with a lead over Chattanooga. Blue Raiders up by 8, 51-43. 18:52 to play in the game. MTSU will inbound on their own baseline. We're going to mop up the floor a little bit. Some other games in the NIT ready to get underway. St. Louis at Arkansas State. Wichita State at Oklahoma State. Those are the 2 games getting underway in just a moment. So a little mop-up work being done. Mocs in the traveling blue uniforms, gold numerals and white trim. MTSU in the home white uniforms, blue numerals, silver trim. Inbound pass. I think quickly they're going to call a foul on MTSU. Illegal screen, or did he step out of bounds? I think he tried to turn the corner and stepped out of bounds. Mocs get the basketball back. And some papers flew on the floor from somewhere. So we'll retrieve that. Stop the clock for just a moment. And Middle Tennessee State will be on defense. Mocs with a possession down 8. UTC's last lead. And the Mocs are on top 7-6, about 3.5 minutes in. Kiesler for Chattanooga to Mulholland at the free throw line. Trey Bonham on the perimeter. Gives it on the near side, Kiesler. Back to Mulholland. Mulholland to Honor Huff. An opening. Huff's 3-pointer, short, no good. Kiesler had the rebound, tapped out of bounds, and UTC will maintain the possession. It was tapped out of bounds by Middle Tennessee State, but the Blue Raider fans not necessarily convinced. Kiesler to inbound for Chattanooga. Inbound to Bonham. Double teamed inside, layup up and in. Bonham in double figures with 10 to make it 51-45. First points for Chattanooga in the second half. 51-45. Blue Raiders lead by 6, led by 5 at halftime. Driving far side is Counter. Counter flips it back to the win. Gets it back on the block. Wing near side. 3-pointer on the way. Short, no good. Kiesler with a rebound. Fouled from behind by Alston. So a foul is going to be called on Middle Tennessee State. Non-shooting foul, as Kiesler did a good job on the box out, grabbing the rebound, and Alston over the back and picks up the personal foul. 2 minutes into the second half, UTC down by 6. Honor Huff with the drive. Gives it out in front to Mulholland. Mulholland to Bonham. Trey Bonham gives it back to Mulholland. Open look 3-pointer on the way, and good. Colin Mulholland had struggled and finally knocks down a 3 at the 17:43 mark. And it's 51-48. Mocs pull within 3. Blue Raiders basketball. Trying to go to Mustafa inside. Mulholland cuts him off. Back on the perimeter, MTSU's Alston gives it to Mustafa. Mustafa throws it on the baseline, driving on the baseline, back on the perimeter it goes. Shot clock at 7. MTSU basketball, driving in the lane. Kick on the far side. Alston's pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound Mulholland for Chattanooga. Mocs come back the other way, down by 3. Out in front, Trey Bonham inside. Goes in for the layup, throws it up, no good. A lot of contact, no whistle. In front on the floor, stolen away by Chattanooga. Back the other way comes Kiesler for Chattanooga. Kiesler in the lane. Stops, starts, drives, layup is good. Garrison Kiesler for 2. Chattanooga pulls within 1. 51-50. Mocs within 1. 16:39 still to play in the game. Driving in the lane, MTSU. Back on the perimeter it goes. Driving inside is Buford. And an offensive foul is going to be called on the Blue Raiders. Mocs with some momentum as the bench jumped up. Latif Jupe is going to re-enter the lineup as UTC with a chance to take their first lead since early in the first half. Jupe is in. Mulholland is out. Alan Mulholland made the start tonight, and you could tell a little bit gassed, getting some more minutes with the continued injury to Frank Champion. 16:27 left to play in the game. Mocs are down 1. Honor Huff to Kiesler. Back to Honor Huff. Huff on the perimeter near side to Jufe. Jufe at the free throw line. Jufe to Whelan. Whelan out front. Tries the 3. In and out and back in. And makes the 3. 25 points as UTC regains their first lead at the 16:08 mark. Driving inside, the layup up and in. Porter for 2 to make it 53-53. Mocs are up 53-51. Now tied 53 each. 15:52 to play in the game. Honor Huff near side. Drives underneath the basket. Dishes it to Jupe. He's stripped on the way up. Stolen by the Blue Raiders. Weston down the floor and gets around Jack Costel and lays it up and in. 18 points for Cameron Weston, and that was a pretty move in the paint, in traffic. Blue Raiders back on top by 2. 55-53, 15:24 to play in the game. Out in front, Honor Huff passes up the 3, gives it on the near side. Kiesler to Juve. Juve tries to back in. Juve on the block and loses the possession again. Back-to-back turnovers. Blue Raiders down the lane. Inside, Mustafa lays it up and in. Mustafa for 2 as UTC had the momentum, but MTSU stops the bleeding, and the Blue Raiders go back up by 4. We played almost 5 minutes in the second half. 15:06 left to play in the game. MTSU with the lead over Chattanooga. Blue Raiders 57 and the Mocs 53. 4-point lead for the Blue Raiders here at the Murphy Center, opening round of the NIT. Talbot on the floor, back with more following this timeout. Mocs basketball is produced by Learfield.
Pay the order of hope. Promise. Tomorrow. For years, the Tennessee Lottery has written some pretty big checks, but it turns out that our biggest winner continues to be education. In fact, we've raised more than $7.5 billion and provided more than 2 million scholarships and grants for Tennessee students. Learn more about how lottery dollars are making a difference at tnlottery.com. It's game-changing, life-changing fun.
Salsa-Ritas is where you get crowd-pleasing catering for your upcoming party, business meeting, wedding, or any gathering. Don't stress when trying to cater to the many different taste buds. Everyone enjoys the taco or the fajita bar. Salsa-Ritas catering is fresh, delicious, and stress-free. From the perfectly seasoned meats, fresh veggies, wildly addictive chips, and fresh-made salsas, plus no one says no to queso. Great food is a must at a great gathering. Call 865-505-TACO. Don't settle for boring. Make it a fiesta with Salsa-Ritas Catering.
15:06 to play in the game, and MTSU with a 57-53 lead over Chattanooga. You can become a member of Scrappy's Restaurant Club. That is, have a great meal, great night out, and support the restaurants that support your Chattanooga Mocs. including Edley's Barbecue, a tribute to all things Southern. Texas Roadhouse. Visit them in Hickson or Hamilton Place. By Carrabba's, elevate any event with Carrabba's Catering. By Jack's, it's all about the South. By Mission Barbecue, serving those who serve. By Salsarita's Fresh Mexican Grill. And by First Watch, the Daytime Cafe. You can join your partner for a great night out and become a member of Scrappy's Restaurant Club. Chattanooga had one brief lead a moment ago. Mox starting out the second half now, shooting 4 of 8, but 2 of 5 from three-point range. He only made 1 three-pointer in the first half, 2 so far in the second half, but Hunter Huff still with a goose egg next to his name. Far side, Kiesler for Chattanooga. Kiesler drives in the lane, throws it far side to Makai Richards, who lays it up and in. Richards' second field goal of the night, and it's 57-55. MTSU with a 2-point lead over Chattanooga. Blue Raiders basketball. It goes on the far side. Hot hand is Weston. Pull-up jumper from the baseline is good. Weston with 2 more. He's got 20. Blue Raiders by 4. Whelan near side for Chattanooga. Bash Whelan in the lane. Stops, starts. Picks up the dribble. Back to Costello out in front. Costello to Whelan. Whelan near side to Richards. Return pass Whelan. Whelan drives on the wing. Stops and starts. Drives in the lane. Turnaround fadeaway jumper on the way. Off no good. Rebound Makai Richards. Nice offensive rebound. Mox get a second chance. Hunter Huff for Chattanooga. Huff on the drive for the Mox. He stops and starts. Gives it to Kiesler on the perimeter. Shot clock 7. Makai Richards to Whelan. Whelan on the perimeter from the wing far side. Goes underneath the basket. Nowhere to go. Better hurry. Mox throw up a shot. Air ball no good. Jock Costello, he's one of the ones that realized shot clock was running down. He just flew up a shot, hoping it would hit the rim and keep the possession alive for Chattanooga. Timeout on the floor with 13:48 to play in the ball game. 13:48 left. And MTSU with a 5-point lead, 4-point lead over Chattanooga. Blue Raiders 59, Chattanooga 55. 59-55, Mox down by 4. Timeout on the floor, MTSU basketball following this timeout. As you're listening to Mox Basketball, produced by Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Are you tired of constantly maintaining your home's exterior? If so, it's time to call Chattanooga Exteriors and let us help you say goodbye to staining, splinters, painting, and rotten wood. We're the largest installer of composite decking and hardy board siding in the Chattanooga area. Voted best of the best 4 years in a row. We can help guide you through the process from concept to completion. Visit ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800. Chattanooga Exteriors, just built different.
Mox enjoyed one brief lead, up 53-51, but MTSU came right back less than 20 seconds later and tied the game 53-53, and now MTSU with a 59-55 lead over Chattanooga. MTSU 59, Chattanooga 55. How can you listen to Mox Basketball? When you're out of town, all you have to do is download the Varsity Network app. Not only for Mox broadcast, but play-by-play for many, many games in the NCAA Tournament and the NIT. Free of charge. The Varsity Network app, one of the best ways to keep up with the Chattanooga Mox. Mox in the traveling blue uniforms, gold numerals and white trim. 13:48 left to play in the game. 13:48 remaining. Mox down 4. MTSU basketball. Stops, like I said, have been hard to come by. MTSU 5 of 7 in the second half. Mox are 5 of 10. UTC pressuring the Blue Raiders full court. Weston has control out in front. He's played a great game coming off the bench to score 20. But that's not unusual for him. He's the third leading scorer, even though he doesn't start, averaging 11.5. Stolen by Costal. Costal goes all the way, layup, no good, but fouled on the way to the basket. Costal couldn't squeeze, couldn't find space for the layup, but got hammered by Porter. And so that will put Jack Costal, pretty good free throw shooter, at the line to shoot 2. Mocs down fourth at 13:26 left to play in the game. Jack Costal at the free throw line for Chattanooga. Costal for the Mocs, first one on the way, that's good. Mocs did not shoot a lot of free throws in the first half, with the exception of Bash Whelan. In fact, Whelan went to the free throw line, I think, 5 times. And Latif Juf is the only other player. Second free throw a little bit short for Costal. Mocs make 1 of 2, and UTC trails at 59-56. 13-18 left to play in the game. Mocs having to figure out how to deal with the athleticism of MTSU. Three-pointer far side, no good. Bottom with a weak side rebound for Chattanooga. Mocs come back the other way. Bottom with a head of steam on the perimeter. Again, changes gears, pull-up jumper is good. A three-pointer for Trey Bonham to tie the game at 59-59. Mocs, Blue Raiders tied, 12:52 remaining. MTSU puts up the 3 and nails the three-pointer. Again, a quick tie, now 62-59. MTSU up 3. Honor Huff still hasn't scored for Chattanooga. Huff on the perimeter, and guarding him is Trey Green. Huff on the near side, on the drive, pulls up, three-pointer on the way, and good. First points of the night for Honor Huff at the 12:24 mark. Honor Huff with a three-pointer for Chattanooga. MTSU comes back, shot no good, but a foul is going to be called on Chattanooga. 12:18 left to play in the game. We've been tied 3, 4, now 5 times. 5th tie of the night. As UTC fouls Issam Mustafa, who goes to the free throw line. That has presented a matchup problem for Chattanooga all night long. Mustafa, first free throw is good. MTSU back on top of Chattanooga. Colin Mulholland replaces Makai Richards at the center spot in the Chattanooga lineup. Blue Raiders lead by 2 with 12:18 left to play in the game. Blue Raiders regain the lead over Chattanooga. Mocs have had one brief lead, and I mean the briefest of leads in the second half. 64-62, Middle Tennessee State leading by 2 over Chattanooga. Whelan, Costal, Mulholland, Bonham, and Honor Huff on the floor for Chattanooga. Mulholland on the perimeter for the Mocs. Drives on the far side. Bonham behind a screen. Passes up the 3. Whelan to Mulholland. Backdoor cut into Costal, who lays it up and in. Jack Costal for 2 for Chattanooga. His third field goal of the game. And UTC ties it with 11:53 remaining. Tied at 64. Three-pointer for the Blue Raiders. Off no good. Rebound Chattanooga. Bonham with a chance to give the Mocs the lead. Bonham brings it down the floor. Huff open look. Pump fake. Free throw line. Kicks it near side. Costal stepped out of bounds. Caught the pass on the near side and then stepped out of bounds. And that leads us to the under 12 media timeout. Timeout on the floor with 11:36 to play in the game. Tie ball game. Mocs 64. Blue Raiders 64. Tie ball game here in Murfreesboro, round 1 of the NIT, as you're listening to Mocs Basketball, produced by Learfield.
At the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, the School of Professional Studies represents a collection of diverse academic programs that promote multidisciplinary identities, strengths, and resources. Interested in interior architecture? What about counselor education, school psychology, or social work opportunities? These programs are designed to develop ethical professionals who are innovative thinkers that serve diverse communities and populations. Students and professionals in these areas gain opportunities for academic development and practical learning in their fields. For more information on professional studies at UTC, visit our website at utc.edu/SPS. That's utc.edu/SPS. Go Mocs!
On professionalism, performance, and partnerships. The School of Education at UTC prepares graduates to be ready for the classroom on day number 1. You can impact the life of a child by choosing a career in education. If you'd like more information, go to the website, utc.edu/SOE. The School of Education at UTC may be calling you. Everyone's been to the Murphy Center at some point in time. A few years ago, they did the special 50th anniversary of this building that opened up in 1972. Everyone has played here. Everyone in entertainment. Bob Hope, Elvis, Dolly, Garth Brooks, Stevie Wonder. You can go on, Elton John, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And they have a mural on the outside or on the concourse area that shows Olivia Newton-John and all the performers that have been here over the period of time. Right now, Chattanooga is shooting 8 of 13. Mocs are shooting 65% from the field for the game. 65%, 26 of 40. Blue Raiders are 59%, 23 of 39. And the game is tied. Defense not at a high premium, or maybe the offense is just that good. MTSU basketball. After UTC stepped out of bounds, Blue Raiders inbound. Pass goes to Porter in the backcourt. Near side, Weston quickly back to Porter. Blue Raiders across the timeline. Weston has control out in front with 11:25 left in the season of one of these two teams. In the lane it goes. And it's tipped away, and then going out of bounds inside is Kamari Lands. Lands at the center spot, caught it inside, but then bobbled it. Tried to get it again, was on his back, and actually his back made contact out of bounds. That's an MTSU turnover, and UTC with a chance to regain the lead. They have had one brief lead in the second half when it was 53-51, I think for less than 20 seconds. Mocs basketball on the perimeter is Kostel. Kostel to Honor Huff. Inside Mulholland. Underneath and a jam. Mulholland's jam with 11:05 gives UTC a one-basket lead at 66-64. Mocs on top by 2. Ball goes out of bounds. And it will be Chattanooga basketball. Colin Mulholland, 5 points, all in the second half. As UTC with a rare lead, 66-64. On the floor for Chattanooga, Kostel, Mulholland, Whelan, Honor Huff, Trey Bonham. Bonham dribbles his way across the timeline, gives it to Kostel out in front. Jack Kostel for Chattanooga. Kostel throws it on the far side. Driving there, Kostel gives it on the wing to Honor Huff. Huff out in front for Chattanooga. Huff drives, pump fake, tries to throw it inside. Turnaround, fadeaway, jumper is good by Kostel. Jack Kostel for Chattanooga. He's got 9 points, and UTC with their biggest lead since the 4-0 advantage they had early on. 68-64, 10-17 left to play in the game. Blue Raider basketball. Back on front it goes. Trying a deep 3, no. Passing on the perimeter. The return pass far side, Weston. Driving out in front, controlling there is Lands. 3-pointer, no good. Long rebound, Bonham picks it up. Mock sprint hard down the floor. Bonham to Huff. Huff throws it inside. Going into the glass, the layup, no good for Chattanooga. Jack Kostel couldn't quite finish on the fast break for the Mocs. On the floor on the near side. 3-point attempt on the way by Lands. That's short, no good. Rebound to Mustafa. Double teamed inside. Hook shot is up and in. Mustafa for 2. A big miss on one end for Chattanooga. And a double opportunity for MTSU on the other end. And that makes it a 2-point game. 9:35 to play in the game. And MTSU calls a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout. As UTC with a 2-point lead. Mocs have the ball. 68-66. Chattanooga by 2 with the possession. Everyday style is easy with favorite looks for every day. From harvest and home games to date nights and catching flights. Find the right picks for any occasion. Stop by your nearest Kohl's or shop online at Kohls.com. Shop Kohl's or Kohls.com today. Nick McDivitt, by all indications, he's one of the nicest guys in college basketball. Head coach here for now his 7th year, and UTC faced him a couple of times because he was the head coach at UNC Asheville before he took the job here at MTSU. Called a timeout specifically for defense right there. Mox inbound, Honor Huff to Trey Bonham. Chattanooga by 2. Bonham to Costal. Costal to Sean Cusano. To Mulholland. Mulholland dribbles out in front. Hands it off to Costal. Costal back out in front. Honor Huff. 3-pointer on the way. In and out, no good. Mulholland with a rebound. Back to Honor Huff. Huff drives inside. Stops on the wing. Drives on the baseline. Kicks it to Cusano. Costal's 3 on the way. Short, no good. Rebound, Middle Tennessee State. Good looks from 3-point range of the basket that would not fall for Chattanooga. MTSU with a chance to tie. Going inside, underneath, backdoor, behind the back. Shot is good by Mustafa. Backdoor pass to Mustafa. Mox got there a little bit late. Foul's going to be called on UTC. I think they're going to get Honor Huff. Mustafa ties the game with a 2, and MTSU can take the lead with 8:58 remaining, with Issam Mustafa at the free throw line with the and 1. Mustafa free throw line, 8:58 left to play. Free throw on the way and good. 3-point play is good. MTSU back on top, 69-68. MTSU with the lead over Chattanooga. Costal checks out for the Mox. Garrison Kiesler is in. Mox basketball as MTSU has a 1-point lead. Honor Huff to Colin Mulholland. In the lane to Cusano. Cusano drives inside, back on the perimeter. Mulholland passes up the 3. Drives with the free throw line to Sean Cusano. Far side Kiesler. Bounce pass into Mulholland. Tries to drive inside. Up and under, hook shot, good. Colin Mulholland gets a friendly roll, and he gives UTC the lead with 8:29 remaining. Mox by 1, 70-69. Chattanooga with the lead. Rare leads in the second half for Chattanooga. Mox had an early lead in the game, and then MTSU took advantage and led for about the final 16 minutes. Mox with a steal on defense. 3-on-1 break. Trey Bonham all the way, and the layup is good. Bonham for 2 for Chattanooga with 8:02 left to play. 72-69. Mox by 3. Bounce pass baseline. I think a foul is going to be called on UTC. Push is going to be called inside. So a push called against Chattanooga with 7:55 left to play in the game. 7:55 remaining. And UTC now with a 3-point advantage. Mox on top of MTSU. 72-69. Timing on the floor as you're listening to Mox Basketball, produced by Learfield.
Whether you prefer the connections of a small classroom or energy of an SEC school, the University of Tennessee system has the campus for you. I'm Randy Boyd, president of the UT system, inviting you to explore our 5 unique campuses in Knoxville, Chattanooga, Pulaski, Martin, and Memphis, where scholarships like the UT Promise, nearly half of our students graduate debt-free, making a UT education attainable for every Tennessee family. Start your journey at findyourut.com. 5 campuses, 1 just for you.
Are you tired of constantly maintaining your home's exterior? If so, it's time to call Chattanooga Exteriors and let us help you say goodbye to staining, splinters, painting, and rotten wood. We're the largest installer of composite decking and hardy board siding in the Chattanooga area. Voted best of the best 4 years in a row. We can help guide you through the process from concept to completion. Visit ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800. Chattanooga Exteriors, just built different.
7 ties, 6 lead changes so far. UTC leading by 3 right now, 72-69 with 7:55 to play in the ball game in the second half. You can feed the whole family with the Jack's Big Box. Get dinner done with no hassle, no fuss when you order the Chicken Big Box at Jack's. You can order online at Jax.com. Order online, Jax.com. Two other games underway right now. Oklahoma State leading Wichita State 30-18 in the NIT. And Arkansas State got off to a quick start against the St. Louis Billikens. Arkansas State now with a 29-22 lead. Both those games in the first half. This game, 7:55 remaining, and UTC leading it by 3. 72-69, Mocs on top. Biggest lead the Mocs have had since they led 4-0 to start the game. 7:55 to play, 72-69, Chattanooga on top. Just saw Chattanooga legendary player Eric Smith, Easy E, in the house, lives in Nashville. Came to this game, saw several Mocs that live in the Nashville area. Driving his counter for MTSU. Counter in the lane, bobbled it a couple of times. Three-pointer on the way, off no good. Rebound Bonham for Chattanooga. Trey Bonham trying to give the Mocs their biggest lead of the night. Bonham has control. Into Makai Richards. Back to Cusano. Cusano back to Bonham. Richards, top of the key for Chattanooga. California product. Gives it to Kiesler. Kiesler on the wing near side. Double teamed. Tries to back his way in. Shot clock 8. Kiesler inside. Goes up. Wow, blocked on the way. Out of contact, no foul. MTSU with a steal. Blue Raiders back the other way. Counter on the perimeter. Honor Huffguard's hip. Counter. Uses the screen. Drives in the lane. Shot no good. Mustafa had the rebound. Then free on the floor. Then picked back up by the Blue Raiders. Porter in the lane. Stops. Starts. Back out in front. Driving in the lane. Free throw or layup no good. But this will put MTSU at the free throw line. Foul will be called on Kiesler. Kiesler picking up his third. Definitely letting them play so far tonight with 6:58 to play in the game. Mocs by 3. Blue Raiders go back to the free throw line. Blue Raiders had the advantage from the free throw line in the first half. Blue Raiders missing that free throw. MTSU at the free throw line now 18 times compared to 9 for Chattanooga. That miss by Lands. Lands had 6 points, had 8 points all in the first half. Lands at the free throw line, still a 3-point Chattanooga lead. Second free throw, that's good. He makes one of the two. Mulholland is in. Richards is out for Chattanooga with 6:58 left to play in the game. Mocs basketball with a 2-point lead, 72-70. High scoring affair. Wheeling on the perimeter for Chattanooga to Mulholland, top of the key. Bounce pass Bonham. Pump fake, lays it up and in. Trey Bonham going to work in this second half with his 4th field goal in the second half alone. And UTC with a 74-70 lead. Biggest lead for the Mocs until it was 4-0. Blue Raiders basketball, 6.5 minutes remaining. In the lane, layup short. Rebound Kiesler for Chattanooga. Mocs come back the other way, leading by 4 with the ball. Best situation the Mocs have been in. Certainly, Kiesler drives inside. Pump fake, tries to throw it. It's batted out of bounds by Middle Tennessee State. Kiesler got under the basket, pump faked a couple of times, but couldn't find an opening. Trying to fire it to the corner, but it was batted out of bounds by MTSU. 6:17 remaining. Kiesler to inbound. Garrison Kiesler into Bonham. Tries the 3, makes the 3. Trey Bonham, 3-pointer for Chattanooga with 6:11 to play. 77-70. Mocs with their biggest lead, up 7. MTSU lands in the corner to counter. They work it on the baseline. Did he step out of bounds? I think he did. Trey Green stepped out of bounds, trying to drive the baseline with 5:58 remaining. And over the last couple of moments, it's come unraveled a little bit for MTSU. Mocs have had the lead for a whopping 2 minutes, their longest stretch of the night. Now it's a 7-point lead with 5:50 left to play in the game. Chattanooga basketball, pull-up jumper off no good, rebound to Mustafa, but he comes up hobbling. That looks like, I don't think he rolled an ankle. That's more of a cramp. Yeah, it's a cramp. Painful, I understand, but Mustafa for MTSU, their powerful center. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. He has 19 points in the game. Mustafa with a cramp, got the rebound, then just started hobbling and went down. You didn't know if it was a rolling an ankle or a cramping situation. Definitely a cramp on the calf muscle. He's laying down and being attended to by the trainer right now with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the game. Mox missed a fadeaway jumper in the lane, and Mustafa, who averages 14 points and 9 rebounds a game, probably one of the better centers that UTC will have faced all season long. He walks out under his own power, but after you get attention by the trainer, you have to check out. And so Mustafa checks out for MTSU. On the floor for the Mocs, it's Whelan, Huff, Richards, Bonham, and Kiesler. 5:45 to play in the game. MTSU basketball, the officials, and did the right thing. Mustafa was down on the ground. They blew the whistle immediately and let him be attended to by the medical staff. Blue Raider basketball. They get across the timeline. Some token pressure by Chattanooga. 5.5 minutes remaining in a 7-point game. In the lane. Bash Whelan guarding. Tapped away in the Mocs with another steal. A steal for Chattanooga. Let's see if they can convert. Kiesler brings it down the floor. Out in front, Trey Bonham. Bonham has control out in front. Bonham throws it on the far side. Kiesler. Back out in front, Honor Huff. Huff to Richards. Richards to Whelan. Whelan on the perimeter. Drives in the lane. Fouled out in front by Counter. Non-shooting foul. That's team foul 1, 2, 3. Only team foul number 3. Is that right on Middle Tennessee State? Team foul number 4 on MTSU. Mox will put Mulholland in and take Richards out. Mulholland, they like better on offense because of his three-point shooting. Richards, they like better on defense because of his bulk. Kiesler inbounds to Whelan. Whelan drives inside against Loof. Turns, fires, jumper, short, no good. Loof with a rebound, stolen by Kiesler, but it goes out of bounds. Kiesler can't save it, tapped it away. There's exactly 5 minutes left to play in the game, and there's that offense-defense substitution. Richards back in, and Mulholland checks out. Exactly 5 minutes left to play in the game, and UTC leading by 7. Mox 77, Middle Tennessee State 70, 77-70. Far side, Blue Raider basketball. They work it on the baseline. Mox double team into Counter. Counter, did he travel, or was he fouled? He was fouled. Foul's going to be called on Chattanooga. That's going to be Garrison Kiesler's. I got him with 4. Wow. They showed the replay, and did they call it on Kiesler or call it on Richards? I think they called on Richards. Shot blocked, but Loof grabs it in midair. Not Joof, but Loof. Baseline jumper for MTSU, no good. Rebound, Richards, can he grab it? Yes, shovels it to Kiesler. Mox bring it down the floor, 5-on-4. Bottom in the paint, inside Richards. Kiesler passes up a 3. Honor Huff on the perimeter, gives it to Bonham. Bonham in the corner, drives on the baseline, stops and starts. Back to Kiesler, out in front it goes. This is really one of the better teams Mox have played this year. Kiesler's 3, that won't go. Rebound, Middle Tennessee State's Cameron Weston. Weston drives in the lane, and the layup is good. And I think they're going to call Kiesler for a foul and make it an and 1. I think that foul a moment ago was on Richards, not Kiesler, but I think this will be Garrison Kiesler's 4th foul. They're going to give MTSU an and 1, but give Weston the basket, who has now 22 points. 4:06 left to play in the game, and Weston at the free throw line, got the basket, goes to the free throw line. He's got 22 points on the night. 4:06 remaining. Mox by 5. Weston at the free throw line, trying to make it a 4-point game. 77-72. And it will be Weston at the free throw line. Weston at the free throw line and 1. Made the basket. Goes to the free throw line to make it 77-72. Free throw on the way and good. 3-point play. So 4:06 remaining. 77-73. Chattanooga's lead is 4 with exactly 4 minutes to play in the game. Bonham throws it on the far side. Mulholland's 3 short, no good. Rebound, East Tennessee. Porter with the rebound. Bucks back on defense, or Mox back on defense. Out in front it goes, in the corner. Driving the baseline. Fadeaway jumper on the way, no good. Rebound, Whelan for Chattanooga. Mox by 4 with the ball. 3:40 to play in the game. Bonham for Chattanooga. Everyone's going to sleep well tonight. Bonham for the Mox. Gives it to Kiesler on the near side. Mox haven't found a hot hand yet. Honorhoff's 3 on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound, Mustafa. Tough night for Honorhoff with only 1 basket. Porter on the perimeter. Drives on the wing. Throws it to Mustafa. He passes up a 3. 3-pointer out front. That's good. 3-pointer by Porter to make it a 1-point game. 3:06 remaining. 77-76. And it's a 1-point game. 3 minutes left. Timeout on the floor. Timeout remaining. 3 minutes left in a 1-point game. Round 1 of the National Invitation Tournament. UTC leading by a point. Mox with the basketball. 3 minutes exactly to play in the game. Timeout on the floor. Mox NIT Basketball is produced by Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Men's health problems aren't easy to talk about, but it may help to know that it's not just you. Erectile dysfunction, or ED, affects millions of men and their partners each year. But the region's leading and most comprehensive urology group can help. At Erlanger Urology, our team of physicians and clinical staff are easy to talk to and have the latest treatment to safely and effectively treat ED, so you can get back to enjoying every part of your life. To learn more, visit itsnotjustyou.com.
After tonight's game, don't forget the First Bank post-game show brought to you by First Bank, the official bank of Mox Athletics, where you can show your Mox spirit every time you swipe with the First Bank Power C debit card, available at all First Bank branch locations. Second half of this game, Mox are shooting 50%, 14 of 28, 6 of 19 for the game from three-point range, 1 of 6 in the first half, 5 of 13 from three-point range in the second half. Mox have made 6 three-pointers. MTSU has made 8. Bucks are 8 of 22. 36%, well above their average from three-point range. 3 minutes exactly to play in the game. Mox were down 5, 48-43 at halftime, and have outscored the Blue Raiders 34-28, outscored them by 6 in the second half. Down by 5 at halftime, outscored by 6 in the second half. That results in a 1-point Chattanooga lead. Mox on top, 77-76, with 3 minutes, exactly 3 minutes to play in the game. Bonham, Hoff, Kiesler, Whelan, Mulholland on the floor for Chattanooga. Frank Champion is in street clothes, by the way, as UTC gets ready to inbound. It's been a combination of Mulholland, Juve, and Richards playing the center spot for Chattanooga tonight, replacing the injured Frank Champion. Out in front, Bash Whelan for Chattanooga to Kiesler on the wing left. Kiesler far side to Mulholland. Mulholland shovels it on the far side to Honor to Trey Bonham. His jumper no good, but fouled. Trey Bonham lofted. I think it's going to be shooting 3. Yes, it will. Trey Bonham will shoot 3. Fouled shooting the three-pointer. He'll go to the free throw line with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the game. Trey Bonham to shoot 3. Mox leading it by 1. As Mekhi Richards prepares to check in. Bonham's first free throw, good. Right now, Trey Bonham for Chattanooga with 21 points. Bash Whelan, 25. First free throw, good. Second free throw, good. So Bonham hits the first two for Chattanooga. And UTC with a 79-76 lead. Mocs by 3. Bonham trying to make it a 2-possession game. Trey Bonham free throw line for Chattanooga. Bounce. Bonham puts the third one up and in. Perfect swish on number 3 for Trey Bonham. Bonham hits 3 to make it 80-76. 80 points on the board with 2:42 remaining. Blue Raider basketball. They try to post up Mustafa. Makai Richards there. Pass is tipped by the Mocs, but hits connection on the perimeter to Jalen Counter. Counter near side. Shot clock 11. Back out in front it goes to Weston. To Mustafa. Mustafa against Richards. Drives inside, layup up and in. Mustafa for 2 more. Makai Richards played good defense. Mustafa just hit a basket. Chattanooga by 2. 2:09 to play in the game. Honor Hoff for Chattanooga. Gives it to Richards. Richards on the drive. Gives it to Kiesler. Kiesler on the wing left. Works his way top of the key. Honor Hoff for Chattanooga. Shot clock at 9. Huff on the far side. 3-pointer on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound, MTSU, and then a foul is going to be called on Chattanooga. Justin Buford had the basketball. Foul's going to be called on the Mocs, which will result in a 1-and-1 for MTSU. So a foul called on Chattanooga, which will put Middle Tennessee State at the free throw line to shoot a 1 bonus by Justin Buford, who's not a good free throw shooter. He is 2 out of 4 so far tonight, 63% for the year. Front and 1 in bonus with 1:49 left. Blue Raiders with a chance to tie front end 1 in bonus. 80-78. Mocs by 2. Free throw line, front end 1-and-1. Off no good. Rebound Blue Raiders. MTSU in the lane. They throw it to Mustafa against Mulholland. And a foul's going to be called. No, Blue Raiders call timeout. MTSU a timeout. 30-second timeout with 1:43 left to play in the game. So in the NIT, 32 teams, 16 games total today and tomorrow. 16 teams advanced, 16 teams eliminated. 2 finals in the NIT already tonight. Kent State eliminated St. Bonaventure 75-56. And Jacksonville State advances with a win over Georgia Tech 81-64. 3 games in progress right now. Aside from this one, Oklahoma State leading Wichita State 40-35. Final minute of the first half, and Arkansas State with a 13-point lead over St. Louis. That game at halftime. Has been the best game tonight in the NIT, a 1-possession contest right now. MTSU basketball. 1:43 remaining. And UTC up 80-78. 80-78. MTSU to inbound. Let's see what Nick McDivitt drew up. Drew it up to Porter. His 3-pointer rims out no good. Rebound, Trey Bonham. Back the other way. Mocs in no hurry with 1:35 left to play in the game. Trey Bonham for Chattanooga to Bash Whelan. Whelan drives to Kiesler out in front. Kiesler near side, and a foul is going to be called on MTSU, but that's only team foul number 6 on the Blue Raiders. Weston picks up that foul, so UTC will not go to the free throw line. Mocs will put Colin Mulholland in, Makai Richards out with 1:26 to play in the game. Kiesler to inbound underneath the Mocs basket. Kiesler looks and gives it to Mulholland. Mulholland fouled by Mustafa. Mustafa couldn't stop and just ran into Mulholland. Mustafa's upset, but that's about as obvious a foul as I've seen all night long. Mustafa with personal foul number 2, but it puts Colin Mulholland in the pressure cooker. A 71% free throw shooter, front end 1 in bonus with 1:25 to play in the game. Colin Mulholland Big pressure shots for the redshirt freshman in a 2-point game. Front end 1-and-1. Yes! Colin Mulholland makes it a 3-point game. Didn't score in the first half. Has 7-8 points in the second half. Kamari Lands back in the lineup for MTSU. Mulholland will have a second free throw, trying to give the Mocs a 4-point lead once again. Mocs are going to put Mekhi Richards back in the lineup if they can. Mulholland second free throw, yes. Colin Mulholland with 2 biggies right there. And that makes it an 82-78 4-point lead for Chattanooga. Mocs by 4. UTC with the lead in a game where Honor Huff has exactly 1 basket. Weston near side. Gives it to Mustafa. In the lane, the layup is up and in by counter. 1:13 left to play. 82-80. You know, if the Blue Raiders, you say, just get a stop. Give us the ball back. Kiesler out in front. To Whelan on the perimeter. To Mekhi Richards at the free throw line. Richards for Chattanooga. And UTC, I think, wants and gets a timeout. Mocs with a timeout, less than a minute to play in the game. 56.8 seconds to play. 56.8 seconds to play in the game. Mocs have the ball, leading by 2. Chattanooga 82, MTSU 80. The Mocs were down 5 at halftime and have outscored MTSU by 7 in this second half. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Dayton and Florida Atlantic. They will play tomorrow night. So 32 teams in the NIT. Half that field will be eliminated by the end of tomorrow night. In the NCAA tournament, those first round games, Alabama State advances, beating St. Francis 70-68. And right now, North Carolina has a lead on San Diego State, 29-13. You feel like if you're North Carolina, maybe you've got something to prove. Mocs basketball. Murphy Center's been pretty alive tonight. Not the greatest crowd ever. Pretty good representation from Chattanooga. UTC basketball after Mulholland made free throws. Less than a minute to play in the game. 56.8 seconds left. 12 on the shot clock for Chattanooga. 12 on the shot clock. Chattanooga basketball. Out in front to Whelan. Whelan drives in the lane. Goes hard to the basket. Off the glass. Yes! Whelan for 2 for Chattanooga. He scores with 49 seconds left. Whelan makes it 84-80. Blue Raiders inside. Pull-up jumper on the way in. Good. Underneath the basket by Weston. 2-point game once again. 40 seconds left. 84-82. Chattanooga by 2. There's about an 11-second differential between shot clock and game clock. I.e., if the Blue Raiders get a stop, they'll be in good shape. Mocs get a basket, they'll be in good shape. Kiesler on the perimeter to Trey Bonham. Shot clock 8. Bonham's 3 on the way in. Off no good. Rebound, Middle Tennessee State. Blue Raiders down the floor. 2-point game with 12 seconds left. MTSU calls a timeout. 10.5 seconds left to play in the game. 10.5 seconds remaining. Middle Tennessee State calls a timeout. Mocs Trey Bonham had a good look. Couldn't get it to go. MTSU got the rebound, went down the floor, passed a couple of times, and then Nick McDivitt calls the timeout. Blue Raiders have been in a ton of close games, and they lead the country in victories in one-possession games. And here they are once again. They won 75% of their one-possession games, and they were in a bunch of them this year. So in close games, MTSU has done really, really well. Another close game. For MTSU, what do you do right here? Do you go for the W? If someone has an open look from 3, do you say, yeah, go 3? Or do you go to Assam Mustafa inside who's been not quite unstoppable, but he's got 21 points at the center position for MTSU. Blue Raiders looking for their 23rd win of the season. Mocs looking for their 25th. MTSU basketball, 10.5 seconds to play in the game. (84-82), 10.5 to play in the contest. UTC on defense, Middle Tennessee State basketball. Game on the line in this opening round contest in the National Invitation Tournament. 10.5 to play, and UTC leading by 2. Blue Raiders will inbound. That will be Kamari Lands to toss it in. Lands will inbound. There's the inbound pass. Out in front it goes to Weston. Weston gets around a screen, drives in the lane, fouled on the way to the basket. I don't believe the basket will count, although he made the layup. Foul will be on the floor, and it will be called against Bash Whelan. So with 4.9 seconds left, MTSU will go to the free throw line. For Chattanooga, that's team foul number 9. And I think that means it'll be a 1-and-1. Had it been a shooting foul, they would have given the basket. 1-and-1 for Middle Tennessee State. 4.9 to play in the game. 1-and-1 for MTSU. And then the Mocs will have, if the Blue Raiders make them both, the Mocs will have one final chance to win the game. UTC making some late changes. Latif Juf is in, replacing Garrison Kiesler. Juf in, Kiesler out. 4.9 to play in the game. And at the free throw line is Weston, a 74% free throw shooter. Weston at the free throw line, front end, 1 and bonus. On the way, yes, on the first one. And now can tie the game with 4.9 to play. Weston with his second free throw opportunity from Albany, Georgia. Trying to tie the game with less than 5 minutes to play. Weston, free throw line, ties it. So Weston hits them both, ties the game, and 4.9 is enough. Mocs will go the length of the floor, try to, in 4.9 seconds. MTSU putting all their better defensive players in, taking Mustafa out of the game, probably because of that cramp a moment ago. So UTC trying to go the length of the floor. Inbound pass to Bonham. Bonham drives, middle of the floor. Bonham drives, turns, fires, jumper on the way, no good. And yes, we will go into overtime, tied at 84-84. Mocs had a lead. We're up by 4 in the final minute. Couldn't hang on to that lead. Blue Raiders score a basket, then 2 free throws to tie the game at the end of regulation. We'll have overtime, which will come your way following this 1-minute timeout. 1 minute break, and then overtime as you're listening to Mocs Basketball, produced by Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Men's health problems aren't easy to talk about, but it may help to know that it's not just you. Erectile dysfunction, or ED, affects millions of men and their partners each year. But the region's leading and most comprehensive urology group can help. At Erlanger Urology, our team of physicians and clinical staff are easy to talk to and have the latest treatment to safely and effectively treat ED, so you can get back to enjoying every part of your life. To learn more, visit itsnotjustyou.com.
Mocs have had 3 overtime games this year. UTC lost to Mercer on January 1st in their first conference game of the year. Beat Wofford in overtime at McKenzie Arena. and then lost to Furman in the Southern Conference Tournament in their last outing. MTSU in the Conference USA Tournament beat Louisiana Tech in double overtime and then fell to Jacksonville State 70-68 in regulation. Like I said, Blue Raiders, one of the leaders in the country in winning one-possession games. Both these teams have been in a lot of close games so far this year. So, moving to overtime for the second straight game for Chattanooga. Mocs lost that game to Furman 80-77 in their last outing, ousting them from the Southern Conference Tournament. Jump ball to start the overtime period. Colin Mulholland, who started the game at center, will jump center for Chattanooga, and it will be Mustafa to jump center for MTSU. 5 minutes on the clock, overtime, deciding this first round NIT matchup. Setting everyone's feet. Tip controlled by MTSU. Counter has control out in front. MTSU basketball. Weston starting the second half of the game. Weston on the far side has Trey Bottom on him. Weston drives, goes in the lane. Bottom hacks at the basketball, does a good job, and MTSU throws it back on the perimeter. MTSU on the perimeter to Mustafa. Far side it goes, shot clock 5. Mocs with defense, driving in the lane. Jumper in the way, no good. Grabbed out of there by Colin Mulholland, who partially deflected it. Mocs come back the other way. Bottom, full head of steam, drives in the lane. His layup no good. Rebound MTSU. Each team with an offensive possession, no points to show. Still tied 84-84. Blue Raider basketball. They spread the floor a little bit with Cameron Weston controlling out in front. He's a tough one-on-one player. Drives in the lane, goes inside, lays it up and in. Weston gets the two-pointer down. MTSU with 3:59 to play in the ball game. Weston scores to make it 86-84. In the corners, Honor Huff for Chattanooga to Mulholland. Colin Mulholland on the perimeter, hands it off Kiesler. Kiesler to Mulholland, three-pointer on the way, too short, no good. Offensive rebound to Whelan. Whelan goes inside, double-teamed, back on the perimeter to Honor Huff. Mocs down 2, 3.5 to play. Huff drives inside, kicks it to Kiesler. He'll try the three, off no good. Rebound MTSU. Blue Raiders back the other way with Buford grabbing the rebound with 3:19 left to play in the game. 3:19 remaining. Weston on the perimeter, drives on the far side, goes to the basket underneath, stops, misses, an easy basket, goes down. Blue Raiders with the basketball. Counters three, off no good. Weston with another offensive rebound. Brings it back out to the wing. Back on the perimeter. Out in front it goes Buford. Far side, three-pointer on the way, off no good. Rebound Kiesler for Chattanooga. Mocs down 2 with the ball. On the perimeter's Honor Huff for the Mocs. Huff back out in front with 2:39 to play in the game. Chattanooga down 2, 86-84 here in overtime. Trey Bonham for Chattanooga, and a foul, I think, away from the ball on Middle Tennessee State. Foul's going to be called on Buford, who picks up his second. That's going to put Bash Whelan at the free throw line with the front end of a 1 and bonus, or is that 10? That's only 8 team fouls on MTSU. Whelan at the free throw line, 2:32 remaining. Bash Whelan free throw line, front end 1 and bonus. Mocs down 2, Whelan at the free throw line. Grad student bends and fires and knocks down the first one. Whelan scores UTC's first point in overtime. Mocs down by 1, 86-85. Bash Whelan. I think he's looking for his 27th point of the night. Whelan at the free throw line for Chattanooga, trying to tie it up with 2:32 left. Puts it up and in. Whelan for 2. Tie ball game, 86-86. 2.5 minutes to play. Porter throws it on the far side. Mocs pressure in the backcourt. MTSU with 20 on the shot clock. Kiesler guarding on the perimeter. Far side it goes to Counter. Counter back out in front to Weston. Weston back to Counter. Shot clock 8. Counter backs out. Tries to take Honor Huff one-on-one. Drives in the lane, stripped of the ball. Gets it back with a second left. It goes out of bounds with 0.7 seconds left. 0.7 seconds left. MTSU basketball, but 0.7 on the shot clock. So MTSU, do they have time even for a catch and shoot? They're going to put Tori Alston back in the lineup. This may be an alley-oop type tap situation. With 2:03 left to play in the game, MTSU basketball went out of bounds with 0.7 on the shot clock. Blue Raiders to inbound. Counter looks. Yes, they do tap and tapped away, and that's a shot clock violation. So UTC fronts and taps it away as they did try just an inbound alley-oop to try and tap it in. So UTC gets it back with 2:01 left. Mulholland in, Richards out. Mocs continue that offense-defense substitution. 2:01 left to play in the game in a tie ball game, opening round of the NIT. Mocs basketball. UTC with the possession. Bonham trots it across the timeline. Gives it to Whelan on the near side. Whelan backs his way in. Turns, fires, hook shot, won't go. Rebound to Mustafa for MTSU with 1:47 left. Counter on the perimeter. Counter drives in the lane, goes against Mulholland underneath, passes back on the perimeter, drive inside an easy layup by Justin Porter. Porter with the layup with 1:32 left. Porter for 2, and MTSU back up 88-86. Mulholland for Chattanooga. Gives it to Bonham. Bonham drives into Mulholland. Layup up and in. Mulholland on the pick and roll for Chattanooga with 1:15 left. Colin Mulholland tied the game. 88-88. 1:10 now remaining. Tie ball game in overtime. Blue Raiders drive in the lane. Blocked from behind by Kiesler. Mocs come back with Honor Huff. Less than a minute to play. Huff on the perimeter for Chattanooga. Honor Huff to Trey Bonham. 52 seconds to play in the game. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Chattanooga. So a 30-second differential between shot clock and game clock right now. Mocs call a timeout in this tie ball game. Ball game tied 88-88. Each team with 4 points in the overtime. Weston scored a basket for MTSU, and Justin Porter scored a basket for MTSU. For the Mocs, Bash Whelan made 2 free throws, and Colin Mulholland got a layup on a pick and roll. UTC basketball with 50.7 seconds. 50.7 seconds left to play in overtime period number 1. Right now in the NCAA tournament, North Carolina leading San Diego State by 20 in the first half. So everyone's saying the Tar Heels don't belong in the NCAA. Maybe North Carolina trying to prove a point with a 20-point lead in the final minute and a half of the first half of that game. Earlier in the other quote-unquote play-in game, Alabama State beat St. Francis 70-68. So Alabama State now will take on their in-state rival. That will be the top seed in the tournament, the Auburn Tigers. 50.7 seconds left to play in the game. 50.7 left. Bash Whelan, 29 points. 29 points for Whelan so far. 23 for Bonham. 23 for Bonham, 29 for Whelan. 1 basket, 1 field goal for Honor Huff so far tonight. Can the Mocs win without Honor Huff having a big night? They're in overtime right now with the possession, trying to take another lead in overtime, which actually would be UTC's first lead in overtime. Middle Tennessee State scored first. Mocs tied it at 86. Blue Raiders scored again with 1:32. Blue Raiders went up 88-86. And then Colin Mulholland tied the game 88-88 with 1:15 to play. Now 50 seconds. 50.7 left to play in the game. Chattanooga and MTSU all tied in this 69th meeting all time. UTC's Honor Hoff to inbound. Inbound pass to Bonham. Bonham on the perimeter. Gets around a screen. Mulholland out in front. Passes up a 3. Far side, Honor Hoff with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hoff on the drive. Goes in for the layup. Fouled on the way to the basket. Honor Hoff is fouled with 38 seconds to play in the game. 38.1. Hoff goes free throw line for Chattanooga. I think that's team foul number 10. He's listed at 9, but Honor Hoff goes to the free throw line. 1 and bonus. Or is it 2? It's 2. Honor Hoff to shoot 2 for the lead. First one on the way. Off, no good. Honor Hoff misses the free throw. He still only has 3 points so far tonight. Richards in for Chattanooga. 38.1 left to play in the game. Honor Hoff misses the first one, but trying to give the Mocs a 1-point lead. Middle Tennessee State, 38 seconds left. That means UTC should be able to get a final possession regardless of what happened. Hoff misses the second free throw. Blue Raiders with the rebound. Tie ball game, great position for MTSU as Hoff misses 2 free throws. Blue Raiders will run it down as much as they can and give UTC about 7 or 8 seconds left in this tie ball game. Far side it goes. Driving his counter. Back on the perimeter. 3-pointer on the way. Off, no good. Rebound, Blue Raiders. They'll get a second chance. Now the shot clock is off with 12.2 seconds left. So UTC playing for a second overtime. They need a stop right here. So the Blue Raiders would be unable to kill the entire shot clock, but missed the shot, got the offensive rebound. Now can play for the win with 12.2 seconds left to play in the game. 12.2 remaining. MTSU basketball in a tie game at 88-88. Now Middle Tennessee State can take a final shot, just giving themselves enough time for an offensive rebound. Mocs hoping simply for a stop and forcing a double overtime. UTC on their feet around head coach Dan Earl. Nick McDivitt in his 7th season as the head coach at Middle Tennessee State. 12.2 remaining. Middle Tennessee State basketball. Mocs need a stop. Need a stop without fouling right here. 12.2 seconds to play in a tie ball game, overtime in the NIT. Blue Raiders to inbound, counter to toss it in. Counter throws it on the perimeter, and controlling there is Weston. Weston, 8 seconds left. Weston, they're spreading the floor for Weston. Weston drives, goes on the far side. Fadeaway jumper by Weston, off, no good. We're going to a second overtime. Fadeaway jumper by Weston didn't go, and Nick McDivitt, the head coach of the Blue Raiders, ready to celebrate. Didn't work out that way. So put another 5 on the clock and make it overtime period number 2. Opening round game of the NIT. We'll go into the second overtime, tied at 88-88. After a high-scoring first half and second half, each team only with 4 points in the first overtime period. Second overtime comes your way following this 1 minute timeout as you're listening to Mocs Basketball, produced by Learfield.
Are you tired of constantly maintaining your home's exterior? If so, it's time to call Chattanooga Exteriors and let us help you say goodbye to staining, splinters, painting, and rotten wood. We're the largest installer of composite decking and hardy board siding in the Chattanooga area. Voted best of the best 4 years in a row. We can help guide you through the process from concept to completion. Visit ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800. Chattanooga Exteriors, just built different.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be the official HVAC partner of the Chattanooga Mocs and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 423-567-8877. Visit them at leecompany.com or call at 423-567-8877.
UTC's Honor Huff, 1 of 7 from the field, 1 of 7 from three-point range, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, and a grand total of 3 points so far tonight for UTC's leading scorer. Came into the game averaging 15.1, has made 1 basket so far tonight. On the other hand, Bash Whelan with 29, Trey Bonham with 23. We'll jump it again to start the second overtime period, tied 88-88. Tied 84-84 at the end of regulation. Blue Raiders led by 5 at halftime, 48-43. Opening tip to start the second overtime, controlled by MTSU. Cameron Weston, who's played a ton tonight. Weston to Porter. Porter on the dribble out in front. Going inside Mustafa against Mulholland. Mustafa in the baseline. Pump fake. Drives inside. Runner on the way. No good. Rebound. MTSU. Rebound up and in. 2-pointer by Counter. Gives the Blue Raiders the lead at the 4:31 mark. Counter by 2. 90-88. MTSU with a 2-point lead. Mulholland, top of the key for Chattanooga. Throws it inside Whelan. Whelan backs his way in. Hook shot on the way, and off, no good. Hung on the back brace and wouldn't go. Blue Raiders with a rebound a minute into the second overtime period. 90-88. MTSU leading by a basket. Driving on the baseline, back out in front Mustafa. Hands it back to Porter. Porter to Weston. Gives it on the near side. Controlling there, Buford. Driving is Weston. Drives in the lane. Rejected, but in the hands of Mustafa, who lays it up and in. Mocs actually make a good defensive play, and it goes right in the hands of MTSU with 3:39 to play. Mocs basketball. Honor Huff stops at the free throw line. Gives it to Mulholland. Back to Bonham. Trey Bonham drives inside. Layup on the way and good. Bonham for 2 with 3:23 left. Trey Bonham for 2. 92-90. MTSU led by 4. Now they lead by 2. 3:10 left to play in overtime period number 2. In the lane, it goes to Buford. Buford to Mustafa. Trying to back in against Mulholland. Jumper on the way, no good. Whelan with a rebound. Mocs can tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3 with 2:55 to play in the game. Out in front, Trey Bonham for Chattanooga. Bonham on the dribble into Whelan. Free throw line jumper is short, no good. Rebound to MTSU. On the ground, shoveling the pass to Counter. 92-90. UTC trails. Mocs haven't been in a double overtime game since 2018 against Greensboro. On the perimeter, driving to the basket. Layup on the way, short, no good. Whelan with a rebound. Mocs again, tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Kiesler inside to Whelan. Whelan to Kiesler. Kiesler on the wing. He'll try the 3. Off, no good. Rebound Mustafa with 2:06 to play in the game. That was a good look for Kiesler. 2 minutes left. Mocs down 2. Blue Raider basketball. Everyone's getting on their feet all of a sudden. Out in front is Weston. Kiesler guarding him. Now they switch off and Whelan has him. Backs up, 3-pointer on the way. In and out, no good. Mulholland with a rebound for Chattanooga. Mocs come back the other way, down 2. Trey Bonham for Chattanooga. Sees an opening, drives inside, kicks it to Kiesler. Out in front, Mulholland's 3. Yes! Mulholland scores with 1:31 left. A 3-pointer giving UTC the lead. Mocs up 93-92. Chattanooga by a point. MTSU basketball. driving in the lane, back on the perimeter. Who wants a shot? Who wants to take it? Weston against Whelan. Shot clock 6. Weston throws it far side, driving the baseline. Shot clock 2. Jumper on the way. 3-pointer is good. With a minute left, Blue Raiders score a 3 and go up 95-93. Middle Tennessee State goes on top of Chattanooga, knocking down the 3-pointer with 53.5 seconds now to play in the game. Chattanooga basketball down by 2. 53.5 seconds remaining. MTSU 95, Chattanooga 93. 69th meeting all time between the Mocs and Blue Raiders. UTC with a 36-32 lead in the all-time series. But the Mocs are just 11-23 against the Blue Raiders in Murfreesboro. Trying to do something. They won the last time here. It was a COVID year because they wouldn't let us sit on the floor. Remember that. We were on the concourse. The seating was there last time UTC played here when the Mocs pulled out a road victory over Middle Tennessee State. All right, 53.5 seconds to play in the game. 53.5 to play. Blue Raiders by 2, 95-93. Chattanooga basketball, 21 on the shot clock. I keep waiting for an Honor Huff to bang down a 3. For Chattanooga, the Mocs are 7 of 25 from three-point range, but Huff has only hit 1. Whelan has 2, Bonham has 2, Mulholland has 2, but Honor Huff for the Mocs just 1 of 7 from three-point range. Honor Huff has not taken a shot in this second overtime period. 53.5 seconds to play in the game. UTC still around Dan Earl. Blue Raiders around their head coach Mick McDivitt and former Mocs assistant coach Wes Long, now an assistant coach with MTSU, was at the scorers table just making sure of any substitutions that could occur. 53.5 seconds left. Mocs have been without Frank Champion for the last 3 games, not in uniform tonight. So Kiesler will inbound right in front of me. 53.5 seconds to play. Throws it to Trey Bonham in the backcourt. Bonham on the perimeter for Chattanooga. Bonham, Mulholland's 3 on the way, and yes! Colin Mulholland, 44.1. Mulholland with a 3 to make it 96-94 Chattanooga. Mocs on top. Mulholland with the 3-pointer. Still a 20-second differential. Blue Raiders drive inside. Did he step out of bounds? Yes! Cameron Weston stepped out of bounds, was not forced out, so UTC gets it back. Shot clock off, 29 seconds left to play in the game. UTC gets it back. Mocs basketball, and a quick foul will be called on MTSU. 28.5. So a foul called on the Blue Raiders, with UTC now leading it 96-94. Mocs by 2. Blue Raiders quickly fouled Garrison Kiesler, putting Kiesler at the free throw line. Kiesler at the free throw line, 2-shot foul. Both teams in the bonus situation. Kiesler with 28.5 seconds left. Kiesler to shoot 2 and give the Mocs a 4-point lead if he can knock them both down. 73% free throw shooter so far this year. 28.5 seconds left. The Mocs, Garrison Kiesler at the free throw line to shoot 2. Both teams in the double bonus situation. From Greene, Ohio, Kiesler gets the ball, puts it up and in. Hits number 1, and UTC leads by 3, 97-94. Garrison Kiesler, second free throw, gets the ball, big breath, fires, short. It's a 3-point game. 97-94. UTC by 3. Blue Raiders possession, and going inside for the jam is Mustafa. Mustafa makes it a 1-point game with 19.2 seconds left. Mustafa with a fake. Mulholland bought the fake. He just went in the lane and jammed it. Maybe the easiest basket of the night for Issam Mustafa. So now 19.2 seconds left. 19.2. Shot clock off. UTC leading by 1, 97-96. 1 point Chattanooga lead. So Dan Earl saying they get fouled again, go to the free throw line. You would think that would happen, just depends how quickly will that occur. If the Blue Raiders don't steal the inbound pass or play defense and don't get a steal quickly, then you would think that MTSU would foul Chattanooga, put them at the free throw line to shoot 2. If the Mocs make them both, Blue Raiders would get it back with a chance at a 3. UTC length of the floor to go with 19.2 seconds to play in the game. Honor Huff gives it to Kiesler, back to Honor Huff. It's kicked by the Blue Raiders, so UTC will be forced to inbound again with 17.4 seconds to play in the game. We're in the second overtime period. And Honor Huff will inbound for Chattanooga. Huff inbounds to Mulholland, who is quickly fouled by Mustafa. So Mustafa with the foul. Mulholland goes to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2 with 16.7 seconds to play in the game. Mulholland is figured in this game huge. 97-96. Colin Mulholland at the free throw line to shoot 2. Harrison Kiesler giving some words of encouragement. Mulholland free throw line. Benz fires. Free throw good. Colin Mulholland, yes. Gives UTC a 16.7 seconds left. Gives the Mocs a 98-96 lead. 98-96. Mulholland hits the first one. Mocs up 2. Second one, yes. Mocs up 3. 99-96. Mulholland hits 2 for Chattanooga and the Mocs. Now the Blue Raiders will be forced to shoot a 3, I would think. Maybe you score a quick 2 and do the same thing. But UTC, some full court pressure. Blue Raiders across the timeline. Some contact back on the perimeter. 10 seconds left. 3-pointer's good. Mustafa for 3. Tying the game. 7 seconds left. Here comes Honor Huff. Stops. Fires 3. Huff. No good. Rebound. Costal goes up. No good. Mocs kept begging for a foul. Couldn't get a foul. We're going into triple overtime. Oh, officials are afraid to whistle in that situation. Huff missed the shot. Costal got the rebound, tried to put it back up. There was contact and no whistle. Mocs upset, but they better get over it in a hurry. So now we will go to overtime period number 3. Tied at 99-99. Tied at regulation at 84. Tied after the first overtime at 88. Mustafa kind of had a ball ricochet to him with the game clock running down. He just fired up a prayer, got the prayer answered, hit the 3 that tied the game. UTC came down, didn't get their prayer answered, and so we'll go for 5 more minutes. Colin Mulholland for Chattanooga, 19 points. Bash Whelan, 29. Trey Bonham, 25. For MTSU, Mustafa now with 28. Porter with 19. Cameron Weston with 31. tied at 99-99. MTSU led at halftime, 48-43. Knox outscored the Blue Raiders and tied things up at the end of regulation. Each team with 15 points in the first overtime, 4 points in the first, 9 points in the second. Tied 99-99. Yeah, that's right. Dan Earl still thinking the Mocs may have gotten the shaft a little bit. Guess what? Guess what? They're not going to overturn. You're working for the next one. I think he's asking them to look at the monitor to see if possibly there's any time remaining. So we'll do it again. Mocs haven't won many tips this year, haven't won any so far tonight as we go into the third overtime. Mulholland against Mustafa. And the tip controlled by Chattanooga. Mocs win the tip. We go into overtime once again, 99-99 tie. Mulholland against Mustafa. Mulholland backs his way in, and a foul's going to be called on Mustafa. Mustafa picks up the foul, putting Mulholland back at the free throw line. So foul on MTSU. Mulholland, who's been one of the heroes, will go to the free throw line, and he'll shoot two. Mulholland free throw line. Alan Mulholland, 4:47. Mulholland hits the first free throw. UTC draws first blood in the third overtime period. Colin Mulholland gives the Mocs a 1-point lead. Knocks down point number 100 and 101. 101-99. Chattanooga leading it by 2. Mulholland hits 2 more. 4:47 in the overtime period. Blue Raiders basketball. Makai Richards in, Mulholland is out. They've substituted offense and defense with those two all night long. Blue Raider basketball. Porter out in front. Throws it on the wing near side. And controlling there is Alston. Out in front is Counter. 10 on the shot clock. Counter against Kiesler. Counter crossover dribble. Drives, fires up a 3. Too hard, no good. Rebound, batted long. And Bonham saves it for Chattanooga. Mocs basketball with a 2-point lead here in this first minute of the third overtime. Trey Bonham for Chattanooga. Bonham gives on the near side. Whelan passes up a 3, loses the ball. Can he get it back? Yes, to Kiesler. Kiesler to Richards, to Trey Bonham. Backdoor it goes, and the layup up and in by Trey Bonham. Bonham scores 2 with 3:51 left. Mocs go up 4. Bonham with a 2, 103-99. Mocs a 4-point lead. Blue Raider basketball almost stolen away, tapped away. MTSU gets it back. Near side for Middle Tennessee State is Alston. 3-pointer far side, off no good. Whelan with a rebound for Chattanooga. 3:27 to play in the game. Mocs by 4 with the ball in the third overtime period. Honor Hoff for Chattanooga. 3:15 left to play in overtime period number 3. Whelan drives hard inside, goes in for the layup, no good. Can he get his own rebound? No. Blue Raiders with the rebound, back the other way. 2 minutes into the overtime, 103-99, Chattanooga with the lead. Blue Raider basketball, controlling out in front. On the wing far side is Buford. Out in front, 3-pointer on the way, off no good. Rebound tapped around, Bonham with another rebound with 2:45 to play, and the Mocs leading by 4. 103-99. Trey Bonham for Chattanooga. Bonham on the perimeter, gets around a screen. Throws it far side, Bonham. Bonham drives, inside it goes. Kicks it near side to Kiesler. Shot clock 9 to Richards. Far side, Honor Huff throws it inside Richards. Back on the perimeter, Bonham. Shot clock 3. Bonham fires up the shot. Short, no good. Rebound MTSU with 2:14 to play in the game. Blue Raider basketball. Driving in the lane, layup no good. Makai Richards fouling Torrey Alston. But again, they found the right guy. He's just a 55% free throw shooter. 2:09 remaining. Blue Raiders at the line to shoot 2. Mox leading 103-99. Mulholland with 2 free throws and Trey Bonham with a basket. The only scoring in this third overtime. That first free throw off no good. Alston misses the first one, and it remains a 4-point Chattanooga lead with 2:09 to play. Alston is not a good free throw shooter. Just 55% for the redshirt freshman. Alston, second free throw. That's good. He hits one of the 2. So 103-100. UTC by 3. Middle led by 4 in the second overtime period. This is overtime period number 3. Chattanooga basketball with 2:05 to play in the game. Trey Bonham for Chattanooga. Mox running a 1-4 flat. That means it's kind of wide open for Bonham. Bonham drives, can't get an edge, drives in the lane, tries to put up the shot, blocked. Kiesler gets it back, but the shot clock's at 6. Kiesler on the perimeter. 3-pointer, short, no good. Rebound MTSU in a 3-point game with 1:38 left. 135, 134. Driving in the lane, underneath Mustafa. His layup is good with 1:28 remaining. Mustafa for 2 to make it 103-102. Mox lead at 1:17 left. Chattanooga basketball, fans on their feet. Both sides, a good crowd from Chattanooga as well. With 1:09 to play in overtime period 3. Whelan on the baseline, drives inside, and a foul is going to be called on MTSU. Whelan drove on the baseline, and a foul is going to be called on the Blue Raiders. It will put Bash Whelan at the free throw line to shoot 2 shots. Ooh, that was tight. Blue Raiders, they've got an argument, I'll say that. Foul's going to be called on Buford. As Whelan, yes, tried to clear out a little space with 1:04 to play. Dash Whelan at the free throw line to shoot 2. Whelan looking for his 30th point of the night with 1:04 to play in the third overtime. Whelan at the free throw line. 1:04 remaining. Benz fires first one. Good. Whelan now with 30 points. And he gets that first one to go. UTC's lead 1:04-102. Mox by 2, 64 seconds remaining. Whelan will have a second free throw opportunity, trying again to give UTC a 3-point lead. Whelan at the free throw line for Chattanooga. Second free throw on the way, and good. Whelan hits them both. 1:05-102. Mox a 3-point lead. Blue Raider basketball. Near side, Lands 3. Off no good. Rebound Blue Raiders. Lands gets it on the perimeter. Less than a minute to play. Counter has it out in front. Counter has it tapped away. He gets it back, and MTSU calls it timeout. 46.3 seconds left to play in overtime period number 3. Blue Raiders led by 5 at halftime, which seems like it was a long, long time ago. Blue Raiders led 48-43 at halftime. UTC outscored MTSU 41-36. Obviously tied at the end of regulation, 84-84. Both teams scored 4 points in the first overtime period. At the end of overtime period number 1, tied 88-88. Each team scored 11 points in the second overtime, tied 99-99, with MTSU coming back. Mustafa hitting a 3 with 19 seconds left to play in that overtime. Eventually we got tied 99-99, sent it to this third overtime period. UTC drew first blood. Colin Mulholland hit 2 free throws. That gave the Mox a 101-99 lead. Trey Bonham a basket. UTC went up 103-99. Alston hit one free throw. That made it 103-100. Mustafa got a layup to make it 103-102. Bash Whelan was fouled with 104 left to play in the game. Whelan hit two free throws to make it 105-102, and that's where we are right now. Whelan hit the free throws with 104 to play in overtime period number 3. Whelan hitting the two free throws to make it 105-102. Mocs by 3. That's where we are right now. Third overtime period. Let's go on all night. 105-102. UTC with a 3-point lead. NIT game number 1. Now, as the game goes on, I'll say this. MTSU is not as deep as Chattanooga. So depth may come into play quickly here. 46.3 seconds left to play in the game. 43.6. And MTSU has lost Cameron Weston, who checked out with 31 points. 46.3. Blue Raiders to inbound, and they give it into Counter out in front. Counter on the dribble. Shot clock 8. Behind the back dribble. Drives against Bonham. Puts up the shot. No. But Bonham will pick up the personal foul for Chattanooga. And so with 39.8 seconds to play in the game, MTSU will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Bonham with the foul. I have him with 3. Counter goes to the free throw line. 39 seconds to play in the game. Counter to shoot 2. Free throw number 1, good. Counter knocks it down for MTSU in this third overtime period to make it 105-103. Counter with his second free throw, trying to ping the Blue Raiders within 1. Counter's second free throw on the way, no good. Kiesler with a rebound. UTC by 2, 35 seconds to play in the game. Honor Huff for Chattanooga. Huff on the perimeter. Mocs lead by 2. A basket is huge right here, but I think a timeout's going to be called by Chattanooga. Mocs will call the timeout with 26.9 seconds. 26.9 seconds to play in overtime period number 3 and 17 on the shot clock. So UTC obviously cannot kill the clock. MTSU can play it straight, try to get a stop. They don't have to foul Chattanooga in this situation. UTC by 2. 26.9 remaining. Both teams have had chances to end this thing. Honor Huff missing 2 free throws. One of the leading free throw shooters in the Southern Conference and the country. Honor Huff is an 85% free throw shooter. Missed 2 free throws. That was all the way back in the first overtime period. This is overtime period number 3. Mocs basketball. 26.9 to play in the game. 17 on the shot clock. UTC by 2 with the ball. Garrison Kiesler will inbound for Chattanooga, adjacent to the UTC bench. Kiesler to inbound, gives it to Honor Huff. Huff across the timeline once again. Mocs basketball, Huff on the perimeter. Brings the shot clock down to 9. Huff drives to the near side, shot clock 5. Honor Huff stops, fires 3, yes! Second basket of the night for Honor Huff. Blue Raiders come down with 9 seconds left. They fire a 3. It's blocked by the Mocs. UTC gets it back. 5.6 seconds remaining. It took a while, and UTC's Honor Huff gives the Mocs a 108-103 lead. So UTC by 5, and the Blue Raiders have fouled Chattanooga, and Garrison Kiesler will go to the free throw line. Mocs up 5.6 seconds left. Kiesler could put a little icing on the cake. Connor Huff made 2 baskets so far tonight. Mocs by 5, 108-103. Kiesler free throw line. He'll shoot 2. First of which on the way? Yes. Kiesler gets the first one down. 5.6 seconds left. And UTC looking for their 110th point of the night. Short, no good. Blue Raiders rebound. They go down the floor down 6. Half court.